Now the poll should be working. Now it's working. Oh my gosh. Yay. I don't know what was going on there. That was really weird. So apparently people were voting in the poll and it wasn't tabulating the poll. Like it wasn't doing it. It wasn't working. Nightbot, will you chill out over there, please? God. Anyway, hey, how's it going, guys? How you doing? You doing okay? You doing well? I'm look, man, I'm just gonna say it. Maybe I shouldn't say it. I'm gonna say that the back is feeling better. The back is feeling better, and it's not really even the back. That's the crazy part. So here's what happened. Okay, just hold on a second. I'm gonna explain it. Everybody just chill out. First up, I had like 4 hours of sleep last night. So I am hopped up on caffeine to the gills. Like crazy caffeine boy right now. And I still have some tea to go. So, take that. Anyway, so went to physical therapy today. Went through the whole thing like normal. And the therapist lady says, she goes, I want to see something. And I said, okay. She said, lay on your back. Okay, lay on my back. Feet straight out. Feet are straight out. She comes to the end of my feet. She stands like at the end. She walks around and then stands at the end of my feet. And she goes, your left leg is shorter than your right leg. And I'm like, huh? So she sits next to me on my right side because that's where the pain is, right? She puts my leg over her shoulder and then she starts pulling on my knee. She goes, I want you to pull with the same intensity toward you. And I said, okay. So I do that. And the first time she does it, I feel like a twinge, like, and I was like, ow. And then nothing. She moves up a little bit, gets a little closer, pulls on it. I pull back. Same thing, except no pain. And I'm like, she gets a little closer, like putting my knee like closer to my chest. Same thing, no pain. I get up. I don't really feel anything. It actually kind of hurts. But then I got home and sat and was watching some YouTube, just some stuff. I get up. No pain. Now, what's weird is I'm feeling like some soreness in other areas that wasn't hurting before. Before she let me up, she goes, now they're roughly the same length. Now, here's what's weird. I started thinking about it. And I was like, why? Like, how did this happen? Apparently, when I was sitting so much, when I was basically sedentary, right? Back when I had all my stomach issues, I would notice that if I would sit in the chair because it's basically, one of those, it's kind of like a theater chair where, it's kind of a recliner but it's got a button, right? So it's slow going up, slow going down. It helped me when I didn't have any, I couldn't use my abs at all, right? And that's why we bought it. Still have it. It still works great. It's probably one of the best things that I've purchased over the years, is this home theater chair. Anyway, I get up and I'm like, what the hell? No pain. But anyway, sorry. Back then I would notice, if I'd have my knees up, almost like I was going to do some sit-ups, but I'd be sitting like that where my knees were up. And it was just one of those things that would help with the soreness and everything that I was going through with all my stomach problems. I would notice that my left knee was lower than my right knee. And I just thought, oh, that's probably me just being, I got a funky body. What can I say? Apparently, maybe that's when it started. Maybe that, and then jumping in the back of April's Jeep made it all worse. I don't know. All I know is right now I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm pretty excited because, yeah, it's almost like, man, why didn't y'all do this the first time? The first time I came there. But it's also another thing where if I ever see something like that again, whether it's me or April or whoever else, I can fix it because it's easy. I mean, there wasn't anything going on. Like, she literally just leg over the shoulder. She's pulling on my knee, and I pull back, and then I felt that it wasn't a pop, but it was a, I don't know. I can't explain it. All I know is it's awesome, and I'm feeling pretty good. So I hope you guys are feeling good too. We're gonna get into the stream. Say hello to all of you guys, and sorry about the poll. I don't know what was going on there, but apparently the poll wasn't tabulating votes. But hey, the poll is up now, and 4 people have voted for banana cream cake. So that's what we got. We got Cake Nana, is what it's called. Cake Nana Cream. There you go. Cake Nana Cream, which is, apparently a banana cake with cream on it and a little crumble topping. That's what it says. And then the 2 from last week that didn't win, Stronut, the strawberry donut, and then Succulents, which is the strawberry cheesecake ice cream. So, hey, it's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want. And basically on my kind of a lightsaber mod, it's all wicked up and ready to go. So there you go. Okay, so Ninjinzu. Ninjinzu was first, guys. I don't know what to tell you other than you got to get here earlier if you want to beat Ninjinzu. So there you go. He was number 1. Justin immediately goes, damn it. So apparently Justin missed out on being number 1. So, and then, I mean, like right away, right out the gate, Justin's asking questions, which I love. I do like his questions are interesting because they take a little bit of explanation, which, some of you may be like, oh God, don't ask him a question. He's going to get way behind in the chat. Well, I don't care. You shouldn't care either. It's fun, man. We're just hanging out. There's no, oh my God, we got to do the thing before. No, let's just hang out and have fun. He says, question, are you a fan of earlier Jet Li films? Once Upon a Time in China, the Legend series, Twin Warriors. The answer is yes. I own the Once Upon a Time in China set Blu-ray from Criterion. Don't I own? Oh no, I didn't buy the Fist of Legend 4K because I ended up getting the Jet Li collection digitally. Now, of course, those don't have those don't have special features or whatever, but I do own them all. Yeah, Jet Li's, look, as much as I love Jackie Chan, and I do love Jackie Chan, Jet Li's my favorite. He's my favorite. So, yeah, I own all the Jet Li films that I know of. I mean, it's probably not true. That's probably not true. But like I have Fearless down there. I'm going to own Blades of the Guardians when it comes out in 4K. I mean, I'm pumped about that because that movie was great. Now, I will also mention he's not in it that much, but yeah. So yes, Jet Li's awesome. Love Jet Li movies. Rufus the Red, hello. Good to see you, sir. And then he said, what did I think of Eggers' Nosferatu? Well, I did do a review on it because I saw it day 1 on Christmas. Kind of. Wasn't it Christmas? I think it came out on Christmas. April did not want to go. That was not something that she wanted to do to spend the birth of Christ. Was watching Nosferatu, which is probably a good thing because I know she wouldn't have liked it. For me, that movie was it didn't come together for me. I thought the designs were interesting. The look of the movie was interesting, but it almost felt like he was being purposefully slow in his edits and in his camera movements, and it was supposed to be all like tense and things, and I was just kind of like, because I mean, again, I'm a pretty big fan. I've seen every Eggers film. Um, I've seen The Northman. I've seen The Witch. I own The Witch in 4K from Second Sight, which is apparently the best version of The Witch in 4K, because there's a couple of different domestic releases and even like Canadian releases, I think, of The Witch in 4K. And there's something, I don't know what's wrong with it, but everybody was like, no, if you want the best version of The Witch, get the Second Sight for Witch. And of course I couldn't get the limited, because look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. For the most part, like special editions of movies where it comes with a bunch of swag, don't need it. I just need the movie. But The Witch is one of those where I kind of wish I wasn't really collecting physical media when that came out. So I missed out on The Witch from Second Sight. I'll also say that I think Second Sight might be my favorite Blu-ray / 4K supplier, manufacturer, label, whatever you want to call it. I love Second Sight. Of course, Arrow does a great job. Of course, Severin and Vinegar Syndrome, they both do great jobs. But Second Sight is just, I mean, they're on an amazing level. Anyway, all the special features that came with The Witch were on the disc that I got, which is just the standard edition. I love The Witch. Love The Northman. I like The Lighthouse. I don't own The Lighthouse, but I do like that movie. And I did like The Northman. Both of those were not, for me, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I watched those. But I don't really need to own them. I feel the same about Nosferatu, where that's my least favorite of his films. I just didn't think that it came together for me. And I did do a full review on it, if you're interested. You know? I don't even know if that actually did well. I don't know. Let's see. Well, I mean, why not? I mean, we're here. Okay, get out of here. Search Nosferatu. Yeah. I mean, it did okay, because I said it was an unpopular opinion, and it got 3,400 views. For me, you know, for such a small channel, that's a pretty damn good result. I mean, and especially if you consider that I just put out a Black Hawk Down review last week, and it's got 47 views. Again, you just can't, you get to a point where you either chase the algorithm, or you just say, I'm going to make videos that I want to make. And I'm not going to play to the algorithm. I don't know. Maybe I should, but I don't want to. So I don't. But yeah. Unfortunately, it's my least favorite of his films. But I am looking forward to Werewolf. It's kind of hard to say. Werewolf. Anyway. Thoughts about the Mindhunter rumors. I mean, until we get official word, it's kind of one of those things where any rumor, I mean, yeah, of course, would I want to see Mindhunter continue? Of course. I didn't even finish. I think I'm still midway, like through the second season. And part of the reason why I stopped was because I was bummed out that it wasn't going to get, you know, like a resolution or whatever. But I did enjoy it. It's definitely good. Definitely good. And then KP Senti came in here, and I just got the notification, and I'm not first. So there you go. And Jody B, welcome. Good to see you. The poll was jacked up. And there you go. So yeah, everybody wants the banana cream cake. Apparently, I mean, should I have even done a poll? So next week will probably be, depending on if I finish. I actually need to fill this up. The Oh My God Blueberry is in here, and I think I'm getting pretty close to the end of that bottle. So hopefully we'll have another next week. Oh hey, it's the guy with the legs. What's up there, Wood? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. The way Order 42 starts when I get off work is wild. Also, I said this 3 hours ago. No, you didn't. It's only been 15 minutes. That's called negging she was flirting with you. I don't think so. I mean, and even if she was, I'm pretty sure she was older than me. So, I mean, that's not to say, look, I'm not ageist or anything like that, but I am happily married. So, there's that. So I don't know. I don't know if that's it's so weird, man. The leg thing is weird. And Wraith came in. Man, Wraith, you're early. That Tom Cruise video, which encompasses his entire filmography, is awesome, and the very short clips of Digger at the end seems promising. Any Cruise fan should watch that video. I mean, for sure, because they also released a couple new posters. Basically announcing that there's going to be a new trailer coming out in a couple of weeks, which I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Hey, trailer's coming in a couple. I mean, I guess when it's digital, you can do whatever you want. But they're really doing a good job of hiding what he looks like. But apparently, this is going to be an interesting film. So I am pumped about it, and I got to say that little trailer for a trailer, I guess, man, I was really impressed with it, because I'm sitting there going, I love like almost all of these movies. Like he's done so much great work. I mean, and I get it, and there's people that, that don't like him for his, for whatever reason. We'll just leave it at that. I get it. I understand. But damn, he makes some good movies, So anyway, yeah, Digger. But yeah, I love that video, and that's why I was like, I gotta post this. This is really cool. Should we be promoting him, Rufus? We're not promoting that. All we're doing is promoting his movie, and you know what? I gotta say, I'm interested in seeing the movie. So yeah, that's just one of those things. I mean, look, there's so many actors out there that have views that, I mean, let's be honest, most but not all actors seem to be left leaning. But I don't care about that stuff. And really, that's the kind of stuff where, like, it's kind of frustrating because, Supergirl hasn't even come out yet, and people are dogging on it. And it's because for some reason people have decided that they don't like her. So I just don't get it. I mean, and you can say, well, no, the reviews are saying this, blah, blah, blah. No, people were bitching about Millie Alcock. And yeah, that is her name. But they were bitching about her for weeks. And I think a lot of it is, I'm just going to be honest. It's guys that look at her and go, well, I don't really want to screw her, so that's bad casting. That's what it comes down to. Because she doesn't look what they think Supergirl should look like or something. I don't know what it is. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to try to leave my preconceived notions at the door and try to go in there fresh tomorrow. I'm going to see it tomorrow. And go in there and say, hey, is this movie good or not? And I'll be honest with you, I've seen Millie Alcock before, and I already like her because House of the Dragon is awesome. She was great in House of the Dragon that first season, that first part of the first season. Great. I really enjoyed her performance there. And then when the whole James Gunn DC thing was happening, he was saying, "Hey, here's a couple of comics that you might want to read if you're interested in seeing what we're planning on doing." And one of them was Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And again, I'm going to have to say this tomorrow in the review, but I read the comic that it's based on, and I love it. I never really cared about Supergirl. I always looked at her as a secondary or tertiary character to the sort of the main characters in the DC universe. So I never really cared. And that comic made me care and made me go, okay, she's awesome. I love this. I can't wait to see it. So I'm hoping that all of that is thrown away and I can go in and say, look, it was a good movie on its own terms. So we'll see. Like I said, I know that we all have our preconceived notions and all that stuff, but if you can go in as blank as possible, you might enjoy movies more. And just say, I'm gonna judge this on its own merits. Not on what it could be or what it might have been, but on what it is. Anyway. Did not know Black Hawk Down was a Ridley joint. Yeah. Yeah, Black Hawk Down is, like I said, in my review, I honestly think that it's his best directed movie. That movie is just freaking good. Is it a movie that I want to watch all the time? No, because it's kind of depressing because it's based on real life stuff, and what those soldiers went through. But man, what an insane movie! It's just so well done. So yeah. Justin said, "Don't play to the algorithm. Do reviews you want to do. You should review the latest album that you bought." Well, again, that's a little outside of my wheelhouse. I don't know anything about good music, especially anymore. I'm too old. I still listen to freaking stuff from the 90s. That's what I was like. I think I asked in Discord. I was like, hey, should I put a playlist of, some of my favorite songs or whatever? And I was looking through, there's a playlist that I use for like if I want to sing, in the car, or then there's one where it's just good music. Like a lot of it is instrumental music, some techno ambient stuff that I like. I put it on when I'm trying to concentrate, or I put it on a lot when I'm hiking, just because it's like nice music as you're just kind of walking through a forest. And then I was like, man, so much of this is so old. Like, I don't know. But yeah. Let's see, where was I? Ninjinzu said, "Guy with the knees on his chest." See, that's a weird thing too, is that I've always been, it's one of those things that's really strange. I've always been really, don't take this the wrong way, but I've always been really limber. Even when I was a big guy, my legs could do all kinds of stuff. It's weird that I had this issue, because my limberness, I know there's a term for that. My flexibility was never an issue, like ever, my whole life. And this is the first time I've ever had anything like this where again, I thought it was a pinched nerve. We'll see if it's all fixed and all worked out. But right now, yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the non-pain. Like right now, last week I I don't know if you could notice, but I was constantly shifting in my seat to try to be sitting a certain way so it wouldn't hurt. No matter how I'm sitting, I'm not in pain, which is great. So. Oh, and Greg said, oh, wait, I'm sorry. I skipped. Sam, Joey G. I still need to watch that Black Hawk Down review. One of my favorite military movies back in the day. Yeah, it is a really, really great movie. I can't believe it's 25 years old now. But it's insane when you watch it again, just how many stars of today, this is like their first or second, third movie. You know what I mean? It's Ridley has always been really good about finding fresh, new faces. So and I tried to highlight as many people as I could in my review. People who, like, for example, I'm pretty sure that was Tom Hardy's first movie, which is I couldn't even remember that he was in it. Because Tom Hardy I didn't know who he was back when I saw it. So yeah, it's a good movie. It's just, like I said, it's not exactly, light-hearted entertainment. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So.
Happy birthday, bullet train emoji, bullet train emoji.
It's not my birthday, but I do appreciate the birthday wishes. Is it like happy birthday America or something? Because thank you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. And then Greg Harris, yes, happy Amazon Prime Day. Great deals. Oh, for sure. There's great deals on a lot of physical media, video games, movies, I'm sure music. I saw a lot of some of my, I wouldn't say high dollar Tolkien sets, but a lot of, like, if you just search Tolkien, Tolkien, if you just type that in your search bar, you're going to see a lot of them that have the red price because it's Prime Day. There's Prime Day sales, and some of that stuff is half off. Like really, really nice versions of these books. So yeah, if you're interested, they're there. A lot of movies and a lot of stuff is being, I guess, price matched across like Walmart and what was the other one? Anyway, there's a lot of deals. There's a lot of deals going on. And I wanted to point this out. If my freaking mouse would work. There are also some great deals digitally right now. Some of these sets, there's a lot of freaking movies. Like this set here, the DiCaprio 4 movies for $10. I mean, that's an insane deal. Now, hold on a second. I can tell you what movies there are. You can't see. Let me go back to this. Let me click on the button. It's The Wolf of Wall Street and Shutter Island, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and Revolutionary Road. Now, I don't know if I'd need to buy Revolutionary Road, but the first 3 are worth $10. So it's kind of insane. And then you've got, there's some Best Picture nominees, the 4 movies for $14.99, the Tim Burton 9 movie collection. There's just a lot. This Hitchcock set is 14 Hitchcock films for $49.99. Considering I bought the Blu-ray set like years ago for $100, and it's the same movies. Five. The Conjuring, Annabelle, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Final Destination, and Stephen King's It. Oh, the TV series. 5 films for $15. That's pretty good. So anyway, if you're interested, this site is on the every single description that for any movie or any movie, any video that I do, it's oh dang it. Why can't I freaking just, there you go. There you go, it's on there. But also what's cool about this site is you can see, hey, what's on sale on Amazon. And there you go. You've got, look, weapons for $12.99. Get out of here. This one's actually, okay, the Shrek 4 film collection is $21.99 in 4K. Boogie Nights, $12.99. The original, like the Michael Keaton, then Val Kilmer, and then George Clooney, 4 Batman films for $32.99 in 4K. There's 7 for $12.99. I don't know what this Pulp Fiction is. I don't know if that's like the, like a steelbook or something. I don't know. But there's Sinners for $13.99. Here, hey, there's that Jet Li collection for $53.49. It comes with 4Ks and Blu-rays. So there's some good deals to be had. Some good deals. Good deals. And then, of course, like I said, most of those are going to be price matched over at Walmart as well. So, and you know what old Game Dave always says?
Somebody's got to buy them.
So, there you go. There you go. Views will definitely tank. Tank on what? I'm not sure. Anyway. And then Jimbo, welcome. Good to see you. He says, not trying to be that guy because I don't stay up to date with anything, but any update on the Game Chasers channel? I'd love to see everyone come together and do something with it. No, there are no updates on the Game Chasers channel other than, I mean, it's, yeah, there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on with that. Any content like that, I would say, is only being done by Jay on his channel. And I mean, I don't have anything to do with the Game Chasers channel, per se. I mean, I was, the videographer for, I would say the last 5 years, I guess. 5-6 years. I don't know when my first video was, but I was basically just helping out with the videography type stuff. But yeah, it's not my thing. And I mean, I gotta be honest. I mean, it's not my wheelhouse either. You know, I was there to help out with any of the projects that they had going on. And of course we were all working on what could have been the next movie. And of course, with Billy being gone, it's hard to move on with those ideas because he was so central to the making of those movies. So, or the making of anything really. I mean, because he pretty much did everything. He ran the channel. He did all the editing, most of the editing, I would say the vast majority was all controlled and edited and done by Billy. So, and then he says, you're right. I said this 15 hours ago now. No, KP Sinti. No, you didn't. I've only been streaming for 30 minutes. There's no way. Jody B. Tom Cruise's magical Xenu powers. Look, again, it's kind of like, in a lot of ways, I look at actors and directors and all that kind of stuff. Like I look at when I used to watch MMA. I got to a point where I'm like, I cannot listen to what these people think outside of the ring because now it affects the way that I watch these fights. And I don't really care what Tom Cruise has to say on anything unless it's movie related. You know, if it's actually movie related. Anything else, his personal life, who he's married to, who he's dating, who whatever, it's none of my business. And that shouldn't affect the way that I view him as an actor or as a performer. It's the same with all of them, you know, and there have been many over the years, and I'm talking about, we're going back, right? Because I've been watching a lot of old movies, right? And some of those people, man, they had views that I do not agree with, but I can watch the movie and go, hey, that was a good movie. And I can enjoy the movie on those terms for what it is and not all the extra stuff. So again, it's like, you know, what Millie Alcock says on a, you know, red carpet, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Because honestly, what is she going to say? Is she going to say, yeah, this movie really sucks? Yeah, this movie sucks and you shouldn't go watch it. No. She's going to say the movie's great. And there are going to be people, I would say bad actors. And what I mean by that is people that are looking for something to put in a headline. You know, oh my God, Millie Alcock said whatever. That's not what's important. What's important is she's there trying to help promote this movie. And that's all I need to know. Oh, she's promoting a movie. Okay, well, I don't need to listen to that. What are they going to say? Oh, it's bad? No. It's just like, to me, it's exactly the same as asking some, you know, football player or baseball player or anybody before a match, tennis player. So what's the plan today? Well, the plan is that I plan to win. What else are you going to say? A fighter before a match. I'm going to beat his head in. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, everybody says that. You talk to both of the fighters, they're both going to say the same thing. I plan to win. Okay. What is that? I'm already going to watch the fight. Why do I need to watch that? If I've decided that I'm going to watch the movie, it's because I watched the trailer. I heard some other talk about it. Oh, that sounds like an interesting premise, interesting group of actors. I want to see this movie. I don't care what they have to say. I don't watch any of that promotional stuff because I've already made up my mind at this point. Now, if there's an article that comes out, especially after I've seen the movie, and changes my view of things, well, I mean, that's another thing. Like, who was it that said, it was either, I can't remember if it was the Backrooms director or the Obsession director, but he was saying something about, you know, Gen Z doesn't like slop. Well, you can say that, but let's see your next film. Because, yeah, there are people, and I'm not saying that it was easy to make a great first film, but let's see how you do on your second film. You know, I'm very interested to see what your next film is. But before you start making these, you know, these sweeping remarks, maybe, you know, wait till the second film comes out and then you can, and if it's successful, then you can start telling everyone how Hollywood works. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. But again, you also have to take these people's age into account. Because I know that when I was young, I said a bunch of stuff that didn't make any sense and I shouldn't have been saying. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm lucky that I was on the internet, on a podcast, when no one cared what people were saying. Like, it was literally the Wild West. And I could say, we said things that I'm not proud of some of the stuff I said. I look back and I go, wow, I shouldn't have said that. In fact, the following week, you know, when it would get released and I'd listen to it and I'd go, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? But luckily, we didn't have that issue. So all I'm trying to say is, if an actor or a director or someone says something that you disagree with, who cares? Like, really, who cares? Like, for example, Quentin Tarantino. He said some interesting things, you know, saying Paul Dano is a hack and he shouldn't ever work again or whatever he said. And then he said that about what's his face? I could see his face. He was Shaggy. Why am I going blank on his name? I'm just gonna have to look it up. Because honestly, looking in the chat, if I caught up with the chat, then I would look. But Matthew Lillard, I didn't even look it up yet. Matthew Lillard, him saying that he doesn't see how he gets any work or whatever. And it's like, I don't understand why he would say those things. Unless it was only to try to, it's kind of like, I don't know if you notice this, but so much of the internet now, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's clickbaity, rage baity stuff. It's either clickbaity, where you want to go in and correct them, and that's why you're engaging with that, whatever that is, or it's rage baity, and they say something so that they'll get attention. Either way, I'm done. I'm done with that. In fact, there's a part of me that, as much as I enjoy knowing, like when stuff happens, like when a trailer drops and I'm like, I happen to catch the first 5 minutes that it's up, and I can post it to the Discord and I can watch it and be kind of part of that initial conversation. As much as I enjoy that, and getting the news about like the Steam Machine or whatever, right? As much as I enjoy all that, I hate the fact that I have to read such drivel from people that have no business. It's kind of like it's one of the things that Brian used to say on the old podcast. It's one of my favorite. It sticks in my head, and it's one of my favorite things ever. It says, you have every right to be an idiot, but you don't have to take every opportunity to prove it. So many people say intentionally dumb things. Either they're saying intentionally dumb things for engagement, or they're just dumb. Either way, I don't want to have anything to do with it. So I've actually considered like getting rid of my Twitter account, because as much as I try to stay off of it, I find myself clicking on it and looking through it. Same with, Facebook's not anywhere close to that. But it's the same sort of thing where I'm just like, I'm tired of seeing the opinions of clearly below average intelligence people. I don't care. I don't care to see it. And especially if it's on purpose to try to get me angry or whatever. I'm tired of feeling that way. I would rather not know and find out with regular folks. Oh, there's a new trailer for such and such movie. Cool. I'll go watch it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I'm tired of the rage. I'm tired of feeling that way. So there you go. And Rufus said, I know, I'm being funny, guy. I like Woody Allen, 0 Fs. Well, here's the thing. Woody Allen, there's a lot of interesting things there where was he really guilty of all the things that they say he was? He was acquitted out of court, right? But everybody had already made up their opinion about him. So I don't know, man. It's one of those things. I'm not making judgments. I'm not making judgment calls, and I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it is kind of interesting. And it's also interesting how as soon as a thing comes out, so many people are like, immediately out of nowhere, they're like, oh yeah, I knew that guy was a piece of crap. And it's like, really? Because I had no idea. I had no idea. So I don't know. I'm tired of the negativity, and I'm tired of people trying to, for example, there's probably some people, and I don't know them. Like, I'll be honest with you. April did not want to go see Supergirl because she saw Supergirl's appearance. I guess, spoiler alert for Superman. But she saw Supergirl's appearance at the end of Superman and was like, I don't think I want to see a movie with her. I don't really care. And I'm like, well, the comic was awesome. And there's going to be a reason why you see her the way that she is. So I'm pumped about it because I kind of have a feeling I know what I'm going to get. Now it's just, can they pull it off? Basically the same way that I felt when Project Hail Mary came out, where I was just like, oh, please, please, please knock it out of the park. Please, please do a good job. Please do a good job. And guess what? They did a good job. You know, there's things they cut out that I wish they'd kept. Sure. Any adaptation will do that, but I really enjoyed it. So hopefully Woman of Tomorrow or Supergirl is that way too. I don't know. And Jim said, separate art from their personal views. I mean, yes. I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, there's going to be some extremes, you know, and I get that. But for me, like, for example, Tom Cruise, I don't know. I literally know almost nothing about Scientology other than there's like, it's from space and I don't know. I don't know anything about it because I ignore it. Has nothing to do with me. So I have no reason to do research on it. I got my mind on other things, you know? And people like, I just remember there was, I won't even say who, because then if that person happens to be watching, they might be like, hey, but there was a certain actor who came out and said certain views, and a certain person that I know said, well, I'm not going to watch any of their movies anymore. And I'm like, the hell difference does that make? If you want to see the movie that this person is in, go see the movie. What does that have to do with what he's doing in his personal time? It's not like he's writing the script. Now, if he was writing the script and the movie is about the thing that you don't like, then sure, maybe skip that one. But don't discount a whole career just because you don't. I don't know. But then again, that's what people do. They make judgment calls and they say, no, I'm not watching that. And you might even say, well, Rob, don't you do that with Mark Wahlberg? No. There's plenty of movies that I own and that I've watched. Just because Mark Wahlberg in it isn't going to discount me from watching it. But if I come out of the movie and go, yeah, it was just Mark Wahlberg playing that part. Like, it was like, what would Mark Wahlberg do if he was in this situation? And that was the extent of his acting ability. Then yeah, I'm going to call that out. But if he does it actually good job, like he did with Escape, whatever that movie was that last year that Mel Gibson directed, where he was the bad guy on the plane, he was good in it. As much as I didn't like him, he was good in it. So, but anyway. Ninjitsu. No, you're right. The Supergirl drink cup looks interesting. I don't understand why they went that route. Yeah. I still haven't done the Black Hawk Down campaign on a game I have. Yeah, I mean, look, there's just some stuff where it's like, it's too... It's nah. I wouldn't want to play through that. Now, it's weird because I did play Call of Duty back in the day when it was still World War II stuff, and they did play some actual campaigns, you know, that actually happened. But then there were some that were completely made up, and they were amazing. That's back, I mean, I basically quit playing Call of Duty, especially when they went modern. It's like I had no interest anymore. There was something about, there was a layer of separation that made it seem a little easier to take. I don't know. And then, you know, on top of that, stuff just gets too real, and it's just like, and I feel like I'm taking part, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. Rancid Black Hawk Down. Good tune. Not Ridley, but good tune. I don't know what that means. I mean, it's just probably a song, right? But I don't know it. Pretty cool. He was named after Metroid. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Same reason why the 4 levels of like Triceratops in, what is that? Is that Mario World or Mario 3? I can't remember. but it's called Reznor because Trent. But anyway, Rob needs to sing more. No, he doesn't. Not publicly anyway. I honestly don't think that I have a good voice. You might disagree, but it's just, yeah. Like my music, I would never, I wouldn't say no to, if I had, and I'm not asking, okay, but if I had a nice acoustic guitar, I might play some of my old music, some of my old songs. Pretty sure I could still play them. My fingers aren't, what do you call it? Acclimated. I don't have the what do you call them? The calluses anymore because I haven't played in a long time. Because I moved from guitar to keyboard, and then I haven't played keyboard in probably really played in years and years and years since my XP50 died. So, and then I bought that for Christmas. I bought that USB keyboard and haven't even played it. Anyone else done with summer? Looks like I jumped in a pool whenever I go for a run outside. Lou, the summer sucks. I do not like summer. I never have. The weird thing is I'm enjoying the earlier times in summer more than I used to as a big guy. I don't sweat nearly as much as I used to, but I still sweat a lot. So let's hope that I am all fixed up and I can start hiking again. It's going to be hot. By like 9 a.m., it's going to be like, I won't go home and sit in the air conditioning. That's just the way it is. But yeah, summer is gross and I do not like it. I do not like it. Sam, I am. Anyway. And there's Bucho. Welcome, Bucho. Good to see you. And again, let's give a shout out to Ninjinzu. He's been doing a lot of streaming lately, and no, I haven't been able to catch it. I see it. I see the replays pop up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, missed another one. I have been watching a lot of movies, and I've been catching up on stuff. Of course, I watched House of the Dragon, season 3, episode 1 on Sunday. Holy crap. Great season opener. And it's something I've realized. I gravitate more toward like sci-fi or fantasy. I caught up all the way on Star City, which is the kind of it's kind of like a prequel to For All Mankind, but it's from the Russian point of view. And it's less of about the space program and more about what it was like to live in Russia in that time. And it almost has like a Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy kind of feel to it, which is great. I really enjoy it. It's 5 episodes in, and I think the episodes are every Friday. I'm enjoying the hell out of that. That was great. But yeah, yeah. I have that Batman collection. Great collection. See, there you go. I didn't pay $40 though. The animated 60th anniversary on the first page, not the Batman collection you talked about. Oh. Do I sign that up? The first page. Well, I see that one. Oh, I'm on, I was on the Amazon thing, on the iTunes, the digital copies. Like I said, I get it when people say, hey, digital is not preferable. I get it. Totally get it. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is a pretty good deal. 80th anniversary, 18 films. Now those are all animated movies. Because that was part of my, was it 30 film collection that I got for some ridiculous price because they screwed up and it was like $10 or $15 or something, or maybe $20, but it was like a ridiculous deal. I was going to pull it up and see what movies are in that. TV. So yeah, Batman Gotham Knight, DCU Batman Year One, Under the Red Hood, Bad Blood, Batman vs. Robin, Son of Batman, which I enjoyed all of those. I get the spinning beach ball for some reason, and I can't scroll anymore. The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, Assault on Arkham, The Killing Joke, Batman and Harley Quinn, Gotham by Gaslight, Batman Ninja, Return of the Cape Crusaders, Mask of the Phantasm, which is a good one, Mystery of the Batwoman, Public Enemies. Oh, Superman / Batman, Public Enemies, Superman / Batman, Apocalypse. I've seen most of those because that was part of that, thing that I had. And man, it was good. I really, really enjoyed the digital stuff. Especially when it's a movie where I know that it's not going to be one I want to watch over and over and over. I really enjoy having the digital copy of it. So I can go, oh yeah, I like that. And then if I forget about it, who cares? But yeah. I voted. Cosma, I'm glad you voted, and welcome. 85% right now, banana cream cake. We're coming up on 8 o'clock, so it's time. It's time. Well, exactly, Ninjutsu. I mean, we're talking about the dude that said some stuff at the MMA during the UFC. Look, that just makes me never want to watch that guy ever again. And again, I haven't watched UFC in years. And why? Because everything became super political, one way or the other. And I'm like, I don't watch the UFC so I can think about politics crap. I just don't. And when they started, it seemed like every single fighter, it's like wanted to be extreme on one side and then somebody was extreme on the other. And I'm like, I'm done. I don't care anymore. And it took the fun out of watching those fights. And yeah, maybe I could just like mute it in between so I don't have to hear anybody. But it's like, what's weird is like some of the questions that Joe would ask, Joe Rogan, when he'd get into the cage with him, he would ask some actually good questions sometimes. So I actually liked the interviews, but they made the interviews. And again, I feel like a lot of this division, I don't even want to go there. But I'm done with that. I'm so done with, and it's sad because I really enjoy mixed martial arts. Of course I do. It was one of the things that, again, one of the things that almost killed me, but it's also one of the things that I feel like saved my life. So I have a love for it, which is, let's be honest, part of the reason probably why I was so excited about picking up every Shaw collection that I would get. By the way, a lot of those Shaw collections on Amazon or on like Prime deals, like I was picking these up for like $70-$80 and was like, dude, that's a deal. Because they would regularly be like 110, 120, and I'd get them for like 70 or 80. It was gotten really excited. Yeah, some of them are $60 right now or less. So if you're interested in those, Amazon right now. But yeah, I'm so done with the. In fact, I should probably just do that. I should probably just go ahead and just get rid of Twitter. Or not get rid of it, just delete it and just not access it. And if I need to access it for something, I will. But it's just, I don't like it. Matthew Samsonite. That was way off. But thank you, Bucho. If you watched SLC Punk, you'd never forget him. I'm pretty sure that there would come a time. I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, do you remember every actor of every movie that you really love? No. So yeah, I probably would have got it. Wasn't our birthday 2 months ago? I mean, true. But again, thank you, Ninjitsu. You're the man. I must be low intelligence because Rob doesn't follow me on social media sites. Well, like I said, I don't interact with anyone anymore. You know, I mean, who was that? What was his name? Jim? Yeah, Jim brought up the Game Chaser stuff. Honestly, after all the Billy stuff and the Game Chaser stuff, it was like I don't want to interact anymore. I don't want to tweet anymore. It's like it took all the fun out. And then of course, you know, there's all the political stuff. And yeah, I can do filters and all that, but really, do I need it? No. I'll read my and here's the thing. Even some of the sites where like I get a lot of my news. So Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, guess what? They're reporting on political stuff. And I'm just like, would you hey, you know what that means? It's time to take some Advil. Let's just keep the pain-free train going. I deleted my tweeter. Yeah. It's just it got to be it's gotten to be such a the benefits just aren't there anymore. And honestly, most of my news comes from Wario64. So I could just pull up a a link to his page and go, "Oh, yeah, okay." And then move on with my day. Oh, and by the way, started writing yesterday again. And that was a really good feeling. And by the end of it, it was like, I want to keep writing, but it's dinner time. And so I stopped, and then I got really sleepy, and then found out that we were going to have to get up at 7 a.m. this morning to take my wife's Jeep in. So I had to get up freaking early, and I ended up getting like 4 hours of sleep, maybe. And then I came home and I passed out again, and then I had to go to freaking therapy, and I didn't get any chance to write today. But I'm excited. But yeah, Justin, it's don't take that personally. I like I said, I don't get on there to interact anymore. You know, it's not worth it. You know, especially with all the attention again. And Jim may have had 100%, you know, just asking, you know, or whatever. But man, I got tired of all the negativity surrounding all that. So yeah, I'm going to have to I think I'm just going to delete it. Find something else to do. Like write. That's what I should be doing. Anyway, I should be writing. So, Lou said, "Have you seen Midnight in Paris? Movie message hit me hard about how people tend to overly romance the past, no matter what point in history." I have seen it once, and I remember liking it. That's the one with Owen Wilson, if I'm not mistaken, right? I do remember it. I did like it. I kind of agree with that. But it's also, you know, so much of the way that we look at certain parts in history, we're bringing our own bias to that, you know? And in a lot of cases, you don't know if what you're, like the accounts of what happened in this section of history, you don't know that person's bias. So it's almost like, for example, if you want to read about, I'm bringing this up as an example, and I'm not saying that I have any thoughts on whatever, but let's just say World War II. Okay? You want to read about World War II. Well, you can't just read everything from the Americans' point of view. You might want to read some of England's point of view, some of Germany's point of view, some of France's point of view, some of Japan's point of view, which is one of the things that I really liked about the 1-2 punch that Clint Eastwood did with Flags of Our Fathers and Letters from Iwo Jima. It was so interesting to see basically the same battle from two separate points of view. It was really interesting. And that's one of the things that, I mean, is it perfect? No, but I really enjoyed. I own both of those on Blu-ray, I think. What did I just say? Flags of Our Fathers. Flags of Our Fathers. Don't I own them both? Yeah, I own them both. They're really, I mean, talk about something in 4K. Those are some great movies. But again, it's such an odd thing that you're basically looking through the lens of the person that's giving you the account. So you don't know. In fact, that might actually be an interesting story. Well, I mean, honestly, a movie like Rashomon is exactly that kind of, because the thing is like, especially if you're writing from again, if you're an American writing about the Americans' view on this, you're going to get that point of view, that bias. But that's what's great about a movie like Rashomon, is you get the exact same story from three separate points of view, and you get very, very different views on what happened, and you have to figure out what the truth is. And I find that fascinating, which is the same as The Last Duel. The Last Duel is a movie that, now, again, when people say, I don't want to watch that, I get it. I do. But the movie is really well done. I really like that movie. Again, it's yet another Ridley movie where it's like, wow, that's really well done. Don't know how much I can watch it, but it's really well done. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking about some of the movies that I've watched recently, like why am I going blank on his name? James Cagney, sitting over there. Yankee Doodle Dandy, which is a basically the movie turned into propaganda for the American point of view, even though the movie took place in World War One. Like most of the movie takes place in World War One, but it became almost a, over there, right? All that stuff. Very interesting how that works. So I don't know. And you could even say Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down came out, or was supposed to be released in early 2002, but then 9/11 happened. And they were like, ooh, this could be a movie that really, boosts people's view of our military during a time where we really need it. So they rushed to get it out before, to finish it before the end of 2001. And so it came in, I think it only was in like 4 theaters. And then it ended up winning a couple of Academy Awards. And in fact was nominated for Best Director for Ridley and Best Cinematography. And it came out, I think, in wide release in February, I think, of 2002. But technically released in 2001, even though. But anyway, you're right, though. I know that was a very long-winded, but yes, we do tend to overly romanticize the past, especially if it's in a wartime situation too. What was your top 3 favorite movie screenings ever? Holy crap. What a great question. Great question. Because there are so many great movies that I was able to see opening night. Okay, I have three. In no particular order because I'd have to really think about it, like which one takes the top spot. But opening night of the first Mission Impossible and how quiet the audience was when he's dropping through the ceiling and that whole sequence where you've got to be quiet. Everybody was like holding their breath, and it was such a cool movie theater moment. And this was, again, back in the day when you had to wait in line. If you wanted to go to the midnight screening, the first screening, you had to wait in line, and it was at midnight and all that kind of stuff. And then you basically had to run and get your seats. If you wanted the best seats, you had to get there early. And a lot of times we'd get there at like 9 p.m., wait in line and just sit there and chat for 3 hours. So it was a way for me and my friends to kind of get together and do that. But yeah, dude, what a great screening. So Mission Impossible. Oh man, there's another one that I'm thinking of too, but I think this one's better. Opening night of The Matrix. Nobody really knew what to expect. I mean, sure, we saw the trailers and we thought, okay, maybe this could be cool, but the last Keanu Reeves movie, I think, was Johnny Mnemonic, and a lot of people didn't like that movie. And I mean, that's kind of gotten a weird cult following now. But it's not as good as The Matrix. I mean, come on, let's be honest. But yeah, man, The Matrix was insane to watch. And the collective very beginning when Trinity, goes up in the air and the camera rotates around, the collective, whoa, it was so much fun to watch that movie. It was electric in that theater. I mean, it was so good. Yeah, that's probably for sure in there. And then the other one is a movie that most people don't even care about, and I would say most people probably don't even like. But it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite movie experiences ever. And it was opening day for Grindhouse. And it was me and Brian and Jerry, the guys that we did the podcast together. We were laughing until we almost pissed ourselves. We were laughing so hard because the movie Planet Terror is so ridiculous. And if you're a fan of those films or have seen a lot of those kinds of, zombie films or whatever, oh my God, it was just so funny. And we were losing our minds. And it was so much fun. And then Death Proof comes along. And yeah, Death Proof, the tone changed. And you could also argue, and I think Quentin even agrees, that Death Proof is his weakest film. But it's still, knowing that all of the stunts were done for real is insane. So yeah, that's probably, it's got to be up there. But I mean, there's so many movies. I mean, you name the movies pretty much from the summer of 94 until probably, I don't know, dude, there's so many movies that I would go and see opening day or opening night. And I would wait in line, and it was part of the experience. And what was cool was also all the people that are waiting in line to see a movie, opening night like that at 12:01, and there are no assigned seats. Those people are movie fans. Those people are the most dedicated. Those are the people that are there to watch the movie. And you would never get people kicking your seat. You'd never get people talking in the movie theater. Everyone was 100% focused on watching the movie. And that's what I miss. I mean, as much as I enjoy being able to walk in 2 minutes before screen, I got all my time to do whatever I need to do. I can go watch the movie. I can walk in during the previews and have my seat right in the middle of whatever I picked. I love that. But I also kind of miss the experience of waiting in line and talking to people. Dude, the Star Wars Episode 3. I've told this story that we were doing our podcast at the time, and we actually did a live recording of the podcast in front, in the area between the seats and the screen, because they started seating that screening like 2 hours early. So we were able to come in there and we were able to do our show, and we had speakers and we were like talking to the crowd, interfacing with the crowd. And these are all Star Wars fans, and we're talking Star Wars. It was fun. That was amazing, man. That was an amazing screening too, but I'm talking about pure, the feeling of being there, the feeling of, like I said, that collective woe from the crowd when we were watching The Matrix. Mission Impossible was amazing. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. I've been to a lot of great movie screenings. Dude, the Prometheus screening where the dude had a freaking, like a seizure behind me. And I know that that's not like a good thing, but it added to the experience. And it's just like, I remember, there are things about the first time, and that's why it's so important to me. When you see a movie for the first time, if you are watching it on your phone or on your computer, or if you're not watching it in the best possible way, that can affect your viewing of the film. It's why like when I go see a movie and I want to judge it in the right frame of mind, I want to see it on the best screen I can and the best sound that I can, because that experience can affect the way that you view that movie throughout history. Like, I will always remember seeing The Dark Knight opening night, and where I was seated, we couldn't get center seats. We were off to the left, and it was kind of irritating, but I didn't care because the movie was so good and the crowd was electric. It was so much fun. It was such a fun screening. And then, of course, on top of that, the movie is amazing. And the way that people interact it can affect the way that you feel about that movie for the rest of your life. I remember seeing 12 Monkeys opening night. I know that's not, exactly like, a blockbuster movie, but I watched 12 Monkeys opening night, and I was getting sick when I was watching 12 Monkeys. And I remember that it was almost, and it's weird, it matched the movie. The general sort of like, you feel icky when you're starting to get sick, you know what I mean? You're not sick yet, but you're starting to get there, and maybe you got that scratchy sore throat thing, and you're just like, you just feel like crap. It almost affected the way that I viewed the movie, because the movie is sort of depressing and sort of sad. And it kind of weirdly affected my viewing of the movie. And of course I ended up loving it. But I remember that I was sick that night. I was getting sick. It's just like, those are the kind of things that, like, if you watch it on your phone, it just, I don't know, man. And maybe that's just overly sentimental. But to me, that's why the movie theater is so important. Is because I don't care how good your movie screen is or your TV is at home. I don't care how good your sound system is. You cannot substitute the experience of seeing it with a packed crowd, a crowd that is excited to see that movie. You can't substitute that at home. Now, have I done that? Yeah, plenty of times. There are plenty of movies where I go, like, for example, I know that Obsession is, still making money and doing well and all that kind of stuff. But I know that that's, number one, that's not my kind of movie. And number two, that's not my kind of crowd. Like, that kind of, like, seriously, watching Backrooms in the theater was borderline painful. Because the girls sitting, this group of girls, there are 4 girls in a row, they're talking the whole time. They're on their phones, bright ass phones. Like, seriously, you can't even turn your light down a little bit. It was everywhere though. There were people talking throughout that whole film. It reminded me of when I watched that Indian film in the theater, where it was like, are you guys here to watch the movie, or are you guys here to just chat? And I was just trying to like block everybody out and enjoy the movie. That's how I was during Backrooms. It was just like, they were, and I'm looking around and I go, I'm the oldest guy in here. I know it. I know there's nobody older than me in here. So it's just, again, Obsession's not my crowd. It's not my kind of movie. So yeah, I'm going to wait to see that at home. But a movie like Supergirl, where I'm actually excited to see it, and I know if you're not, whatever, but I'm excited to see that movie, and I want to see it because I love Superman. I thought last year's Superman was a great time, and I love the comic that Supergirl is based on. I hope it's good. I want to see it in the best way I can. And in this case, that means I'm going to the XD screen over at my local Cinemark. Because again, it's hard, especially on a weeknight like that, it's hard to say to April, hey, let's drive 45 minutes to the Dolby Cinema. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to do that. Especially when you don't know how long the movie's going to be really, and you don't really know if they're going to be like, hey, tonight's the night where we're going to play 35 minutes worth of trailers. We end up getting home at 11 p.m. You know what I mean? It's hard to sell that to April. So it's easier to just say, let's go over to the local theater. We'll see it next D. The sound will be great. And we'll have a good time. Anyway, I hope you guys are putting your favorite theater experiences in there, because man, I love that stuff. And we're way behind now. You know what? While we get caught up, let's look. Oh well, banana cream cake has just run away with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end the poll. I mean, 18 votes, 72% of the votes. Strawberry cheesecake ice cream got 22%, and poor Stronut only got 6%. So it looks like it's gonna be banana cream. So let's see. Summer nights are awesome except for sleeping. I mean, well, if you live in this house it gets below 70 in this house at 9 p.m. So best Mel Brooks film. Producers is very underrated. You know what? I've never seen Producers. Okay, so this is hard because of course I think most people would probably pick Spaceballs or Blazing Saddles. I think I'm going to pick Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein to me is the most rewatchable of all of them. Banana cream, right? But wait, cake? Was it banana? What is it called? Banana cream cake? Banana cream cake. This smells like a very like a cooked banana, you know what I mean? But we'll see. Off what? Off what? Off the nuck. Here we go. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, man. This has a chance to be really good. I'm getting banana, but I'm also getting like almost like a caramel. And then there's like there is a creamy element to it, but it's almost like it's almost like a brown sugar, which is a flavoring, by the way. There is a brown sugar, but that's what it tastes like. It almost tastes like a creme brulee, banana, caramel. It tastes rich. So this might be another one where it's like, wow, this is good, but I can't vape it all day because holy crap. But that actually, man, wow. That is something else. So we're going to put it on here like so. Let it soak in. Look at it. Look at it soak in. Oh, you can't see it soak in. Let's see if I can do this so you can see it. This way? Okay, nope. Nope, nope. Man, that is hard to do without looking. And then, let's see, we got to turn this on. So it doesn't matter if it's all soaked. It's just really you're getting it started. Okay. Damn, that smells good. All right. So yeah, I would probably say Young Frankenstein is my favorite. There's nothing in this world like that creative juice flowing. You know it. Even though that sounds somewhat, I mean, like borderline sensual, it really is. It is something else. And man, I got going. And then I was like, oh crap, I don't know what happens next, which is a cool feeling too. And then I have to figure it out. And that's fun too. But like the thing is like I know all the bullet points, but I don't know exactly how to get there and how to get it across. I am trying the crazy troll technique or whatever Zach Kreger's was saying was basically you're trying to basically crap that thing out as fast as possible for your first draft just to get through, because that's the hardest part is getting to the end. But then once you get to the end and you're just making edits, man, it's easier. I gotta be honest, I kind of agree with it. I like the idea. Wraith said, I'm writing again too. It's so fun when you get so focused on it. I know. And then like I got working on it the other day and it was like, oh my God, 3 hours have passed. Like without even thinking about it. 3 hours have gone. And the hardest part for me is trying to get, because I like having something going, but it can't be something too interesting. It can't be music with lyrics, and it can't be music that's too mentally stimulating to me. So it has to be almost ambient style music. Because otherwise I'll end up focusing on it. Now what's weird is when I was writing Chuckleheads, I wrote it watching Twitch. Like just people watching people play games and stuff. But for some reason I was able to just, I don't know why. I was able to do it no problem. But now I tried it with this and it's like I gotta really focus on what I'm doing because I'm creating something out of thin air. It's not, hey, I'm putting my friends and me or mostly my friends into situations. What would be the best way to do that? And what would be the funniest way to do that? You know, I'm not really doing that here. Okay. Cake Nana cream. Let's see what we got. Okay. The first two hits, pulls, toots, whatever you want to call it. I get a little bit of banana, but the richness is kind of gone. Now that can happen if I didn't clean this well enough. Because sometimes it's kind of like in a weird way, liquids can be almost like music, where there's a high part, a middle part, and a low part. This has a lot of high part, where it's almost the scratchiness of it, but the low part's kind of missing. I don't know if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't make any sense. But I get the banana, and it's a creamy banana thing, but I'm not getting that creme brulee. Okay. What's weird about it is that it's not as rich as it was off the nuck. But because of that, it might make it easier to vape. Like on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Like I could get a 120 ml bottle of this and just vape it all day and not really get tired of it because it's not so rich. It's almost, what it almost tastes like is like a banana. almost like a banana shortbread, like a caramelized banana shortbread cookie. Or it's almost like the banana that's in banana bread that tastes almost caramelized in a shortbread cookie. I don't get a whole lot of cream from this. It is pretty tasty though. It's pretty good. Hey, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you guys. You picked a good one. Now, yes, I bought all these because I wanted to try them. But yeah, you picked a good one. This one tastes really good. So kudos to you. You know, I hope you can sit back and be like, we did it. You know, we did it. And we're like, and then you sit back and go, I can't even taste it. I can't smell it. I don't get anything from this. Why the hell am I voting? Well, it's part of the fun, okay? You're part of the experience. It's really good though. If you can imagine, I'm trying to describe it in the best words I can. And some of you, maybe have never smoked a cigarette, maybe have never, hit a little toke on the old wacky weed. And maybe, possibly, probably never vaped. But I can tell you, it's basically on the level of, say, smoking a cigarette without the burn. But it's just flavorful. It's flavorful. Tastes good. Yeah. And it's got 3 milligrams of nicotine in the whole bottle. Maybe, it's at 3 milligram percentage wise. But yes, Ricky, Matthew Lillard is, I always forget about him being in Scream because I always remember him as, like, to me, when I think of Matthew Lillard, the first thing I think of is Shaggy. But then lately, I've been seeing him pop up in things, like I said, Life of Chuck. I didn't even know he was in Life of Chuck. And when he popped up, I'm like, I didn't know Matthew Lillard was in this. And he's literally in it for about 6 to 7, 8 minutes. And he makes such an impression. Like, I'm sitting there, again, first time watching Life of Chuck. And Matthew Lillard, of all people, is making me cry. His performance is so realistic that it really, and again, a lot of people hear that and they go, I don't want to cry in a movie. That sounds too sentimental and sappy. Well, guess what? Life of Chuck is a little bit sentimental and yeah, a little bit sappy, but it's a damn good movie. And if you don't give it a chance, then yeah, you'll never understand that. But for me, I like movies. I like feeling all kinds of things in movies. The one thing I don't like is continually, like, for example, I'm just going to say it. I don't like it when there are injustices being done that's based on real stuff. And that goes for any sort, like that's why, like, Black Hawk Down is definitely an injustice. That the US was there and the Somalians were all riled up and they attacked. And it's sad all around. It's sad that those boys had to be there and do what they had to do to survive. But it's also sad that all those Somalians ended up dying. I mean, it's a rough movie. It's not an easy movie to watch. So it's one of those. So like a movie like that is not my favorite kind of movie, but I like all kinds of movies. So if I'm telling you, if I hesitate to say that, hey, if you're a fan of Matthew Lillard, you need to see Life of Chuck. I don't know about that. But damn, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's the movie that made me, of that whole year, it's the movie that made me feel the most. So, the first new movie. Because there have definitely been movies, like, for example, I'm not going to pick, I don't know, Camille, the movie that I watched, the Greta Garbo movie that I watched. I'm not going to pick Camille as my movie of the year, even though I felt more in Camille than I have in most of the movies I watched this year. Camille was a movie that really, I mean, it's a very touching movie, and it's a great performance, and it's sad. But I'm not going to pick Camille as my favorite movie of the year, you know? You got to pick new movies. So anyway. And yeah, Rufus, you know, you're saying Hackers. That's one of those where Hackers works if you were a kid into computers at that time. The movie doesn't, I mean, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it doesn't quite work today. You watch it today and it's kind of like, man. I mean, you have to put yourself in that mindset, and if you can, it's just like I've said, you kind of have to watch a movie of any time period. You have to meet that movie at that time. So for example, if you're watching Casablanca from 1941, you kind of have to put yourself in the mindset of what it would be like to be at that point in 1941. The war's going on, all this bad stuff's going on. You kind of have to put yourself in that mindset. And then you have to think, okay, during this time, did they have CG? No, they didn't. They didn't have color back then. I mean, they had, in real life, there was color, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like, you have to kind of put yourself in the mindset of the way movies were made back then. And then the more that you learn, and then you see the movies that really rise to the top, that, 80, 90, 100 years later, we're still watching, and you find out why. You realize why. And that gives you greater appreciation for movies and, you know what I mean? Storytelling, all that stuff. But to me, Hackers is one of those movies that doesn't quite rise to the top. But that's just my opinion. And Bucho said, Love Planet Terror 2, one of the funniest movies of the millennium so far. I mean, that movie made me lose my mind. Okay? Lose my mind. Up there with Walk Hard, Black Dynamite, and MacGruber. Yeah, see, I didn't watch Black Dynamite. I did see Walk Hard and MacGruber. Actually, I don't think I ever saw MacGruber. But I can't remember his name. I almost said it. I almost had it. I could see him. He's one of those people that Will Forte, he's a little too much for me. Like in very small amounts, like on Saturday Night Live back in the day. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But for a whole movie, I think I would tire of that. But there you go. Walk Hard was stupid good. It reminded me of Running Scared, oddly. The Rock 4x4 movie. Running Scared was very underrated. I remember when they and Green Street Hooliganism came into Blockbuster, I had to convince people to check them both out. They came back happy. Running Scared. Is that the one with the dude from Fast and Furious? Was Walk Hard when they couldn't pee in the water because of the parasites? I just remember of course there's many things to remember in that movie, but you don't want none of this shit, It's like, does it make this bad? No, it makes it awesome. It is funny. It's a good movie though. And hey, Chris, welcome. He said, I've said this story before, but they used to do midnight release screenings of the Saw movies when they came out. Packed with people. Movie wasn't the best, but it was right before Halloween. One of the best movie going experiences I've ever had. Yeah. I mean, I remember this is going way back. This is middle high school. I'd never seen the original at that point. I had never seen the original Pet Sematary, but my friends wanted to go see Pet Sematary 2. And for some reason, there was something in that movie that made me laugh. And I could not stop laughing. And it was a very tense moment, meant to be spooky or sad or whatever. And I'm cracking up. And my friends are laughing at me, but everyone else in the theater was mad at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. I was laughing so hard. So that's one of those where it becomes a memorable experience. I don't want to see a movie with a crowd. I don't like people. I mean, I get it, but man, I love it. When it's good, I love it. I don't like it when people are, disrespectful and can't keep off their damn phone. But that's just me. John C. Reilly, faux biopic, one of the funniest movies of the last 25 years. Rufus said, you were thinking The Rundown. I was thinking Walking Tall. Holy moly, felt like the same movie. The Rock is kind of one note, even when he's a singing Disney god. He doesn't have the benefit of being a lovable idiot like the other action stars. Yeah, but there's an intangible, I don't know, and I might be guilty of taking some of his real life persona and sort of like superimposing it on his performances. But there's sort of an arrogance in his performances that I don't care for. Like, I remember really liking The Rundown, like a lot.
Happy birthday, bullet train emoji, bullet train emoji.
Was that another one, or was that the same one? And Streamlabs is just being silly. Guessing it's just Streamlabs being silly. But thank you, and I'm sorry that you can't see it. But that's the way it goes. And it won't pull up the events. Yep, just one. Sorry. But thank you. Thank you again. Walking Tall, The Rundown, and Tooth Fairy are his best movies. I know Pain and Gain is one that a lot of people like to bring up. I thought that one was just okay. And I never saw the one that, a lot of people bring up is Southland Tales. I never saw that one. And I don't know why. Because there's a lot of people in that movie. And I feel like it's a movie that I probably should have watched. Never got around to watching it. So, Crisis Charlie, welcome. I don't know if you're still here. You're probably already gone because that was 20 minutes ago. But you're right, man. Dark Knight was epic in the theater, man. God, that sound. I'm serious. There are so many moments in that movie that are. If you're a fan of the Joker, which I am a huge fan of. I love a character, a villain, that even other villains don't like. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing about the Joker, is that he is all in it for himself. He doesn't care who gets hurt. Bad people, good people, he doesn't care. People on his side, people on the other side, he doesn't care. As long as he gets what he wants, he doesn't care. And it's one of those things, he's a true, agent of chaos. But man, when he takes off that mask, and I'm talking about in the hospital room with Dent, and Dent starts kind of trying to get free, and he goes, "Hi," like, dude, it's such a good moment. Dude, he absolutely deserved that award. It wasn't it's sad that Heath Ledger died and he didn't get to have a long career. Let's give him an award. No, that was an award-worthy performance. It was so fantastic. I don't know if you heard that, but it looks like Staffaux donated $2, and he said, the Joker is a man of my word. Dude, he's so good in that movie. And you know what? here's the thing. He's, yeah, a man of my word. Yeah, the way he says it is so good. And the lick thing that he does, it's just, it's so perfect. So perfect. But yes, I think we're all doing pretty good. Other than, and see, like my tailbone is hurting, but I think that's just because I've been sitting in the same spot and really haven't moved around. But yeah, man, things are going well. Crisis Charlie said that Terminator 2 3D was really good as well. I have never seen Terminator 2 in theater. The first time I saw it, the reason that I saw it for the first time was because I bought what I'm guessing was a used rental copy from a vendor at Trader's Village in like 1992, probably the summer of 92. And I wore that tape out. And I get it. Look, when somebody says that they like VHS, I get it, because there is a tactile whatever, of VHS. But no, F VHS now. Get VHS out of here. DVD minimum. That's my opinion, because VHS, it wears down. It can form all kinds of errors, especially if it's stored improperly in the heat or whatever. It can basically make a mark on the tape all the way through the tape. I don't like VHS. It's an inferior format. That's just the way I look at it. But I do remember, I love the ka-chunk feeling of putting a tape in a VHS player, right? A VCR, right? That, it basically grabs it and then it disappears behind that door and you're like, what's happening in there? And of course you take off the cover and you can watch what's happening. At least I did, because I'm a nerd. But yeah, man. Terminator 2 is an amazing movie. I never saw it in the theater. That's one that I probably let's see, 91. So we're looking at 35 years now. Terminator 2 came out in 91. No? Is that right? So I was 15. I was not, 91. So yeah, 35 years. So maybe we'll see another round of theatrical exhibitions, which I would like to see that in the theater. But what a great movie. What a great movie. Below 70, it needs to be below 60. I don't know. Well, I think below 60 would probably destroy. I don't know about you down there in the lower part of Texas. I mean, I know it gets hotter down there, but below 60? That's freaking cold, man. You're a cooked banana. Whoa, is it caramel or caramel? What did I said caramel, didn't I? I was always taught to say caramel, but it's more of a caramel. Caramel. Caramel sounds like I'm trying to sell you something. Caramel sounds like, and then there's caramelized banana, caramelized onions, right? I think it's caramel, but that's just my opinion. Rufus said there are kids in the UK that can watch this knowing they will never be old enough to vape. How very strange. That is a weird thing, and that's something that they're trying to get those laws passed in some states in the US too, where it's basically, if you were born after this date, you are never going to be able to buy a tobacco product. That's crazy. Now, of course, I don't agree with that. But it's also one of those things where that's why you get things like oh, I don't know, people firebombing vape stores and convenience stores like they are in Australia, is because when you tighten things down, people just, they want what they want. And I guarantee you, if somebody wants to be able to vape, they're going to vape. It's just the way it's going to be. It's just, it's crazy. It's a crazy idea. But it's people that don't. The weird thing is, and Chainsaw, what's up? I don't know. You're probably already gone, but it's good to see you, Chainsaw. It's. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, sir. I haven't been on Chainsaw's. I don't know if he even still does them, but because like I said, I don't get on. Well, my Order 42 Twitter, I barely ever get on it. Again, just staying away from drama, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I hope he's doing well. Used to do those Chainsaw live streams every, like once, twice a month sometimes. Those were fun. But yeah, it's like, I don't understand. I just don't understand that idea. Like, for example, alcohol. And again, I'm not trying to belittle anyone or say that whatever you want to do, as long as it's not hurting another human being, whatever. But at least nicotine actually does something for your brain. Now, I mean, too much of it can be bad. Sure. Yeah. If you had 100 milligram nicotine sitting there, you can't pour it on your legs. You'll get extremely sick and maybe poisoned. But in a situation like this, where it's 3 milligram, like, and it ends up being like very, very small percentage of the solution is nicotine. The nicotine does do something for your brain. Alcohol does nothing for your brain. It dulls it, and it's not really, it actually does damage to your liver. And sure, you can argue that, oh, in moderation, things can be, yeah. How many people drink in moderation? Not many, I would say. Especially if it's, beers are involved or whatever. And again, I'm not judging. I wouldn't want alcohol. Like, I don't drink at all. Do I want alcohol banned? No. It's perfectly suitable for people to be able to have a drink if they want. But what these people are doing is basically saying, hey, it's equivalency, right? It's basically saying, hey, if you were born on this date, you can never buy alcohol. Never? You don't think people are going to, I don't know, react strangely to that? Yeah, it's the same thing as nicotine vaping. It's crazy. This banana's good, man. Lou said, my mom checked me out of school one day and we saw a blank check and we were the only ones in the theater. $1 million wouldn't even buy that house. $1 million wouldn't even buy that house now. Oh, wow. Yeah. There are some weird, I have some weird, I almost said mirrored memories. Weird memories. I have weird memories like that too. My mom took me out of school to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was a fun day. And man, what a great movie that is. But I remember seeing Look Who's Talking. Remember that movie? John Travolta, Kirstie Alley, right? And Bruce Willis was the baby, the voice of the baby. Remember that movie? Yeah. I saw that movie it was the first time I ever saw a movie by myself. Because my mom was, my mom has, passed away a few years ago. But sometimes when it was her weekend to have me, she would just do the things that she wanted to do. And she wanted to go play bingo. And I didn't want to sit there and watch her play bingo. So I said, hey, in this parking lot, there's a dollar theater. Can I go see Look Who's Talking? She's like, yeah, go. So I walked over and watched Look Who's... It's a different time. But I went and watched Look Who's Talking by myself. I don't even actually remember what other movies... If you can think of any somewhat kid movie from that time period, I might have seen it by myself. I don't really remember. Look Who's Talking is the only one I really remember. Anyone born after a certain date can never legally vape, just age restricted. I know, that's crazy. They just banned social media for teens as well. Banana shortbread cookie sounds so delicious. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. It's definitely got again, especially when you're formulating a flavor, there's probably some creme brulee in there that's kind of giving you this almost caramelized banana flavor. But then the shortbread cookie almost tastes like it's got brown sugar or something in it to give it some oomph. You know what I mean? It's not just a shortbread cookie. Because those can be good by themselves. So it's just shortbread. It's good. But you put a little something in it. You know what I mean? It'll taste really good. The cream is the friends we made along the way. That must taste good with some coffee. You know what's weird? A lot of times, and I think it's because of the way that like, it's hard to explain. It gets into your olfactory senses, kind of, like right now, even though I'm not exhaling anything, I can still smell it. You know what I mean? I can still, and it's kind of sounds weird me saying this stuff. It's lingering in my mouth and I can actually kind of smell it too. But coffee, the strength of, and especially maybe it's the strength of the coffee that I drink, it wipes that out. So a lot of times, the one that custard one that I have, that one actually adds to the coffee and gives it almost like a vanilla kind of note, which is interesting. So, wacky weed is nasty. So is smoking and vaping. Jody said, I went and bought more banana Kit Kats from the Japanese grocery store today. I originally bought them on Saturday and polished the bag off in 2 days. So good, I had to grab some more. Oh, that sounds amazing. Banana Kit Kats? Jeez. I don't think they released them last year, but the, what was it? The gingerbread Kit Kats were amazing. But put yourself in that mindset. It's 95 and Keanu is hot off of speed and the internet is a kind of a thing. People like computers. Enter Johnny Mnemonic. Yeah, but it just, I don't know. It didn't really, yeah, Paul Walker is who I was thinking of. Yeah, Running Scared. But yeah, Johnny Mnemonic, it didn't quite hit, at least with my crew. We all were kind of like, meh. If Hackers doesn't work as timeless, neither does The Matrix. These kids love the 90s. Well, yeah, but I mean, you have to admit that the way that Hackers feels is way different than the way The Matrix feels. And it could just be budget, but The Matrix is slick and shot really in an interesting, cool way. And it's the camera movements and everything, VHS mold is a real thing. And yeah, happy birthday. I don't know. No. I killed the bus driver. Bus driver. Such a good movie. I used to love hearing the super fast rewind of my old VCR. There was the standard rewind, then the super fast to rewind the whole tape. Yeah, my rewinder that I had was a separate rewinder. That's try to say separate rewinder 3 times fast. Okay, go. Hard, ain't it? Anyway, mine had one where it it could tell, oh, this is at the end. So we're going to rewind and it's going to be really, really fast. And then it would slow down as less tape was on the other side. So it was, had some sort of sensor. But yeah. Grim Raider, hello. Hello to you. Did you get anything good on Prime Day? Not yet. And I gotta be honest, man, I don't know if I'm going to. There is some great deals, some really, really great deals on movies and a couple of video games that I've been kind of like, should I pick that up? But I just don't know if I am, because I kind of want to save my money for, something like this. Now, what do you guys think of this? We can actually talk about it if you want, but the Complete Kubrick over on the Criterion the collection, it's 13 of his films plus 3 short films. Apparently, an alternate version of The Shining, an international cut of The Shining, is going to be included in this. It comes out on October 20th, and you can't really. There you can kind of see it. Yeah, you see it right below here. So the retail price is $599.95. So if you do the math, a 50% off sale, that will be a $300 set. And that $300 set will include 13 movies. Now remember, I just purchased recently. I purchased the $250 Wes Anderson set. And I love it. So I kind of want to get this. Now, here's the thing. You might be asking, okay, what Stanley Kubrick films do you have? Why don't I look at my collection and I can tell you? Director. Kubrick. Oops. Kubrick. I only own 4 of his movies. I own The Shining digitally. I own Full Metal Jacket on Blu-ray, and I own 2001 and Barry Lyndon on 4K discs. But Barry Lyndon is the only one Criterion that I own. I kind of want this. I kind of want to go ahead and get it. And I've been on, I technically own Spartacus digitally, but it's my dad, so I can watch it. But it's a 4K digital copy of that. I thought I owned A Clockwork Orange. But yeah, I kind of want this. But there are a lot of people on that whole Twitter thing. Man, they are, and
somebody's got to buy them.
Yeah. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are very, very angry about this set. And I don't know why. Because I don't remember a whole lot of people complaining about the Wes Anderson set. And that's $250 for 10 movies. That's basically, and that's during the sale. So that's a $500 suggested retail price. Me, I'm like, hey, maybe like this. I saw this tweet and I'm like, okay, see, this is the reason why it's hard to get rid of Twitter, because every now and then you get some bangers like this one. I love this. This is the old Akira Kurosawa set. 25 films on DVD. This is out of print. It's been out of print for a long time. But look at that. And if you zoom in, can I zoom in more? Oh, no, it won't let me. But it's Senshiro Sugata 1 and 2. The Most Beautiful, never seen. The Men Who Tread on the Tiger's Tail, never seen it. No Regrets for Our Youth, never seen it. One Wonderful Sunday, never seen it. Drunken Angel, never seen it. Stray Dog, seen it. Scandal, haven't seen it. Rashomon, own it. The Idiot, haven't seen it. Ikiru, own it. I Live in Fear, never seen it. Throne of Blood, seen it. The Lower Depths, never seen it. The Hidden Fortress, own it. The Bad Sleep Well, own it. Yojimbo, Sanjuro, own it. High and Low, own it. Redbeard, own it. Dodeskaden, never seen it. Kajimusha, have never, or I own it. And what does that say? Matadeo? Never seen it. I don't care. I would probably buy that set. If it was 4K, and that's 25 movies. So you're talking 25 times 20. You're talking about minimum 450, I would say. I would have to freaking watch that one. Or I would have to get it. I would have to. Have to. So, anyway.
Somebody's got to buy them.
So, no, I haven't gotten anything on Prime Day, and I don't know if I will because I kind of want to save it for Kubrick. But if you watched SSC Punk, you'd know that you can take drugs via putting it on your leg. Okay. If you watch Trainspotting, you can take drugs up your butt. It's true. That's true too. As an alcoholic pothead, I think they should ban alcohol again and legalize most other drugs for over the counter. Look, again, I don't have a whole lot of skin in the game, as it were. But as somebody who, I gotta say, man, I had my days, man, where I loved pot. I did. I loved it. But man, these days, and maybe it's because I got too strong a pot, but it's like, I don't want to be blitzed for 4 hours and not be able to move. I got things to do. You know, I got movies I want to watch. I have things that I want to enjoy. I don't want to have it turned down. You know, I want to enjoy it. And maybe, like I said, maybe I just got too strong of a vape. But I still have it. It's still sitting over there. It's the one that I bought with Billy when we were in California back in the day. However many years ago that was. But yeah, and honestly, dude, the smell of weed is such a terrible smell. It's such a terrible smell if you're not smoking it. You know, if you're not partaking, the smell of weed is annoying. So, yeah. Just saying. It is. It's very annoying. It's literally like somebody, you know, maybe you just had lunch, maybe you're a little full, maybe you're like, man, I kind of overate. And then somebody opens up a bag of freaking corn nuts and you want to hurl. Yeah, I said it. You want to hurl. Or the smell of broccoli microwaving. Ugh. Gross. Old spaghetti sauce. Gross. So what I'm trying to say is it's kind of annoying. So I don't know if we need more. Cheers to parents that take the kids out of school for a fun day at the theater. I mean, look, my mom had her moments, you know, where she was, you know, we didn't get along all the time, but she definitely had her moments. And that was one of them where I will remember that. And I remember because they had already bought me the, whatever, where it was like a book and a tape, and you listen to the tape and it reads it to you. And, you know, yeah, I had that. And so I basically knew the story of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but there was a lot of stuff that wasn't in that book. Not a kid's movie, really, you know? You can take suppositories if you haven't seen it as well. I mean, I think that's what Grim Raider was alluding to, was the suppositories in Trainspotting. Just like Preparation H. Yeah. And yeah, I missed the dollar theater was cool, but I miss that time, you know? At the time when people still respected others. I feel like these days people just don't respect anybody else. So I feel like going to the dollar theater would be kind of I don't know. I don't know if it'd be fun now. I don't know. Can we get a happy birthday Sonic? Ito Ramos? Sure. Happy birthday Sonic. Maybe that's what Ninjinzu was alluding to. Ninjinzu, was that it? You were saying happy birthday to Sonic? I'll be honest, man, I was never a Sonic guy. In fact, I've probably only played about 20 minutes of a Sonic game. Just never could get into it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the controls. And I mean, if you really want to be honest, a lot of the some of the Mario Brothers, the earlier Mario Brothers games, their control is also sluggish. And you kind of have to get used to it. And if you're stuck with it and it's the only game you have to play, you kind of acclimate to that. I didn't acclimate to Sonic and just found it annoying. So there you go. Yeah, no thanks. I'll bootleg it. So it's a giant spindle. Probably not. It's probably in a book. Yeah, no thanks. I'll bootleg it. See, that's one of those things where all of those movies are available on the internet right now. And they're available in multiple formats right now. The difference of this one is that there's probably going to be some remastering going on. Sure, I'm sure that international cut of The Shining will make it out on the internet too. But it's just like, I don't know. I mean, we've talked about it. And Rufus, you and I disagree on this point. But I can't justify just downloading stuff anymore. I can't. When I have the ability to pay for it, it's really hard for me to do that. Or in most cases, I can stream the movie if I want to watch it, because it's available on some streaming service that I probably already have because my wife has all the streaming services, or most. She doesn't have them all, but she has a lot of them. So it's just, I don't know. Can't do it. People on Twitter angry. That doesn't sound right. Well, Filbert, I mean, I could be wrong, but welcome, Filbert. Good to see you, sir. I heard Filbert loves Twitter. I want it, but I own so many. Staffaux, we're getting to that point. We're getting to the point where I'm slowing down my purchases, as I have 2 more to show you guys tonight. But I'm slowing down my purchases for only things that I know that I'm going to. I say that, but then one of these movies was a deal. The other one was because I need it for a review. But, yeah. It's getting to that point where just buying those. Here's what I want to do. For Christmas this year, I want to get the Criterion channel. Because the Criterion channel has, like every month has a different theme. So there might be, a collection of movies by this director or a collection of movies based around this theme or whatever. But they also have their like mainstays, that stay on the channel. But then also, if the movie is included, it also includes extras, which I think is really cool. And it's one of the reasons why I can't stand a lot of the digital copies. In fact, I can't think of a single digital copy of a Criterion movie that has the special features too. Because I have a few, I think, and they don't have, like I have Ron or Ran. That's not a Criterion, but the digital doesn't include any special features, but then the 4K version of it that I got does. So it's kind of like, The idiot just look in the mirror to watch it. Love you too, Filbert. I agree. Weed freaking stinks. It just, I don't know. It's more annoying when they have some BS cigar wrap smell on it too. I mean, look, again, I'm not judging. If someone likes to partake, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to partake. I'm just saying when you're out in public and you walk past a guy or girl and you get that waft of green smoke and you're just like, oh, it just smells like body odor to me. You know? It's gross. I refuse to bootleg Kurosawa movies I love when I have the money to buy it or can stream it. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. Like Dodes Kaden is available on HBO Max. It's in my queue or whatever. And I want to say, I could be wrong, but I think Drunken Angel is also on there. So, I don't know. I've been thinking about subscribing to Criterion Channel. Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be months where it's like this month. Like, cause I looked at, what do you offer on the Criterion Channel? And it's like, it's a tribute to Courtney Love. And I'm like, I don't give a crap about Courtney Love. I think she sucks. So I don't know, but also finished rewatching Alien Romulus. Still feel about the same, but enjoyed it a bit more than last time I watched it at the theater. I know that's another one that I kind of want to watch again. I heard that they actually cleaned up some of the effects work. Maybe that. What movies have some of the best commentary? Okay. I'm just going to say that, yeah, they did clean it up. Yeah. To me, some of the best commentaries are on Ridley Scott discs because he gives not a single shit. He will tell it like it is. If somebody pissed him off, if something didn't go well, if there was or if something went right, or listening to his process and how he thinks. There's so much great information. And again, I've watched all of them up to this point, so it's kind of hard for me to pick and choose. But to me, an overall package, I would say either Kingdom of Heaven or Blade Runner has the best overall complete package. And I'm talking about the Blade Runner that thing 5-disc Blu-ray collector's edition, where it has all the cuts of the movie plus Dangerous Days, which is an amazing documentary, plus commentaries. Amazing. So Ridley is one of the best. I also enjoy I want to say on some of the martial arts films, I want to say Tony Raines did a commentary. Tony Raines is he does a lot of documentaries and stuff about or talks about martial arts history and martial arts movie history, which I really love. I think he did a commentary and I really enjoyed it. The Roger Ebert commentaries on Dark City and Citizen Kane are fantastic. Like, if you maybe you've seen Citizen Kane and you go, I mean, I can kind of see why people might have liked this or whatever. Dude, watching that commentary with Roger Ebert or listening to it will give you a new appreciation for the movie. And that's one of the things that I love about commentaries in general. Also, if you can track it down, the Ben Affleck commentary on the Armageddon DVD Criterion set is legendary because of how much he jokes about how bad the movie is. A lot of the Kevin Smith commentaries are a lot of fun. The storytelling there is great. Dude, there's so many. There are so many great commentaries out there. But those are some of the ones off the top of my head that I can think of that I really enjoy. The Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings have really good commentaries, and there's like multiple on the extended Big Bad editions. They have multiple commentaries for every movie. One is like with Peter Jackson, and I want to say it's Peter Jackson. I don't know if Fran Walsh is included, but it's very interesting to hear their thoughts. But then you get the cast commentary, which is great. Dude, the Lord of the Rings sets are some of the best. So, there you go. I picked up Kingdom of Heaven Director's Cut a couple of weeks back, secondhand at Book Off. I'm excited to watch it. Dude, again, it would be interesting to see if you'd seen the movie before, because I've never seen the theatrical cut. I hear the theatrical cut is god awful. because it doesn't make sense. Some characters will show up or disappear with no explanation, and it's because they were just cut out of the movie. They were trying to cut down that movie to, fit what the studio wanted. And the director's cut basically put this whole other storyline in it, and it's awesome. And it changes, changes based on what I've heard of the theatrical, and it just makes the movie, to me, I love the movie. I've seen it multiple times and watched the commentary with Ridley multiple times because I'm a Ridley fanatic. I love him. But, I enjoyed the normal, but have never seen the director's cut and heard great things. Oh, man. It's going to change the way that you look at that movie. It is the most transformative director's cut in existence. Like, no question. It's not just a couple of scenes here and there. It's not just like Gladiator, even though I like the Gladiator director's cut, all of those scenes they're fine. And yeah, it's good to have them in there, but you don't need them. You don't really need them. The movie pretty much stays the same. Kingdom of Heaven, the motivations of certain characters completely change because of what happens in the director's cut. So, one of my favorite commentary kind of wackies, The Goonies. They had the cast and Corey Feldman took over the commentary, and Sean Astin left halfway through the movie. I don't remember that. I have to have it. I have it, the 4K. Huh. I liked it back in the day, but haven't seen it in probably 15 years. It did have issues, but knowing a lot of history helped a lot when it came to cut content. Yeah, but it's not just, a lot of these are fictional characters put into a historical setting, right? So it's going to be a little different, but man, it's good. Oh, and what did you guys think of this? The Steam Machine. I can guess pretty much what you guys are going to say, but just curious. I bought that DVD back in like 2007, and I listened to that and couldn't believe that Sean just quit and left because Corey was so annoying. Corey has his issues for sure. Kingdom of Heaven is so underrated. They drop bank in the costumes and settings. Dude, that movie's good. Just putting in the disc and hearing the music, it gets me like, I got to watch this movie again. And it's part of the reason why I haven't done a Ridley Scott review-a-thon video on it yet, is because I know I'm going to want to go through all the discs again, all the special features again. And that's going to take time. And I'm going to want to watch the commentaries again. So it's kind of like, I know that it's going to take a lot of time, but I'm nearing the end. I think I only have, let me see. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ridley Scott movies left to do. So I definitely need to go ahead and 3 of those are Alien movies. So there you go. I might pick one up in the future if they go on sale a bit. Yeah, I think the Steam Machine is super cool. I love my Steam Deck. I don't play it all the time, but when I do, it's fun to just pick up and play an old retro game or whatever. Of course, having your Steam games in there helps too. It's just a great system, and to be able to do that on my, and of course, I know I can mod my Xbox to be a retro machine and all that kind of stuff, but why do that when I have my Steam Deck? You know what I mean? But having a separate Steam machine where I can, especially if you're playing a Steam game, you can play on your Steam Deck, put it down, put it to sleep, and then pick up your Steam machine and pick right up on the game. That's just some cool stuff. But I get it. It's super freaking expensive. If it was going to be, I'm trying to think of what my limit would be. I was thinking when they announced it, I was thinking it was going to be around $600, $650, and I was going to get one. I can't even think about $750 as being reasonable to me. Like, that's too high. That's too much. But 650, I might have been able to get my brain, wrap my head around the fact that, oh yeah, that might be worth it, but not 750, and definitely not 1,050. No way. It's so sad. Hard to hate the price due to RAM and storage. It is what it is. I mean, I know, but it's just like, I mean, I know that technically you can use it as a computer, but no, I want a Mac. I can't justify spending that kind of money on something that is purely entertainment. Like, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to buy a Magnetar. Save up a couple more bucks and buy a Magnetar. Badass Blu-ray player. 4K Blu-ray player. That's what I want. You know what I mean? So I can't justify that. Especially for how much the games are, like, again, I'm a super uber casual gamer. I was never really into the retro game scene, the retro collecting scene. So even like Billy and Jay and even Dave and all the other guys, it's just not my scene. It's not what I care about. So I can't justify it. But yeah, it sucks. I'm still gonna get one of those Steam machines, even though I have 3 PCs way stronger for cheaper. But you're one of those guys that you like your tech, and I get it. If I had more expendable income, yeah, I'd probably get one too. I don't know anything about it other than price. Well, KP Senti, do you do any PC gaming, or is it all console? Because if it's PC gaming that you're into, it's a way to get into PC gaming without the knowledge of having to set everything up. It's kind of all done for you, And the fact that sure, you can take a big, bad, crazy gaming PC and hook it up to your TV, but it'd be cool to have something that's more console focused. But what are your thoughts on John Carpenter's Vampires? The first half of the movie is so good, then it falls off. Lou? I mean, you're right on. There's a lot of movies around that time that are like that. Like, I'm trying to remember, what's the one with Paul Bettany? And is he an angel or a demon or something? And then there was the Prophecy, Christopher Walken. They kind of all have the same look and the same feel, and they all have the same problem, where it's like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. Let's go watch it. And then you watch it and you go, no. That's kind of how it is for me. But yeah, Lou, you hit it on the nail on the head so well. I have no notes. That's perfect. I like the idea because my sister wants to get into PC gaming and games on Steam, and seems easy to suggest than gaming PC. Absolutely. But again, it's especially hearing that before all of the AI and the RAM apocalypse, whatever, all the problems with PC components being so extremely, extremely overpriced now. Hearing that the original price was going to be around $750 makes me go, that's still over what I expected. Because Steam makes so much money from their store, the fact that you would basically be opening an untapped audience to start purchasing Steam games, it seems like a no-brainer that you would want to subsidize it and make it around $650. And again, that's before all the RAM and the storage prices went up. You know what I mean? So I was thinking it was going to be in that $650 range. But then they said, no, we don't really want to do that, because they know that a lot of people would be using it for server farms and all kinds of stuff. So they knew that they weren't going to get their money out of those people, in which case they might as well charge basically a full price kind of thing, $750. But then now with the price ups, PS3 was $6.99, and that was awesome. K, is that Bimes or Burns? I can't read that, but hi. How are you? Are you going to stick with Xbox next gen? I have a Series X, and I've already been neglecting it almost to the point where I need to just sell it because I don't think I've turned it on maybe a year. Seriously. And I got rid of my when it went up, actually it was around the time that the price hike, when it went from $19.99 to $29.99 a month. I was like, I'm out. I can't justify that because I haven't really been playing it. I paid that 20, it was 15 when I started. $15 a month, then when it went up to 20, and I was paying that every month even though I wasn't really playing a whole lot on it. I played all of Sea of Stars on it. I played some Starfield. I played through the Halo campaign. There was a couple other games that I tried out and was like, this is really in for me. But that was the greatest thing about it, is that it felt like it was kind of like Netflix for gaming. And it was priced so reasonably that I felt like it was a no-brainer. But even now, it's like, that's the thing that I keep seeing people like, well, they dropped the price to $22.99. No, they didn't. They raised the price to $23 from $19.99. I'm already out. I'm already done. I can't justify it anymore. And it's kind of nice because now I have an extra $20 a month to spend on something else. So I think I've done a couple of subscriptions on Twitch, and I try to watch my monthly expenditures, especially subscription based. So yeah, I'm already out, and I don't like their practices. And honestly, it's crazy to think about it, but they actually have fewer exclusives that I care about than PS5 does. That's just how I feel about it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. You can get a PC way stronger and install SteamOS on it, and it will be the same thing. Oh, for sure. And that's something that I may look at in the future. But again, right now, I'm really focused on starting to save a little bit. And it's not just for the Kubrick set, even though I really want that. But again, I'm looking to upgrade this computer. And to do that, I'm going to need some money because of what I want to get. Because I want to upgrade. Of course, I'll be upgrading from this iMac from 2020. And this, I want to upgrade this monitor, which is my gaming monitor, 144 hertz, 1440p monitor. I want to move up to a 4K monitor. Or get one big, wide one. I don't know. It just depends on prices and how much I really care, because part of the deal is I love having this is a 5K monitor, basically, this iMac. But the truth of the matter is, I don't do a lot of intricate Photoshop. I don't even do 4K videos. So there's really not a huge point in doing that. But I love how fast that the new Mac chips are. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And it all depends on this next wave of Mac Minis and if they do what I think they're going to do. And I think the prices are going to go up. So. And KP Senti, you're absolutely right. Imagine suggesting that to someone that doesn't know PC that well. I don't want to be tech support. And that's absolutely true. Cheapest Magnetar I can find, only $1,600. Oh, I know. But I mean, again, you're talking about a guy that, when's the last gaming thing that I have done on this channel? I'm interested in now and future gaming. Not so much in retro. You know what I mean? So now and future gaming. When's the last time I actually made a video on that? I don't even know. I can't even tell you. You'd have to go way back in my video history to see the last gaming related video that I did. And it's just because I don't have anything to add, that there's 150 billion other channels out there that do it way better and have more passion for it. I don't have as much passion for gaming as I do movies. So that's why I focus mostly on movies, even though I love my books too. But I focus mostly on movies, and it's mostly about storytelling. So anyway, there you go. That's why if I had an extra 1,050 laying around, I wouldn't buy a Steam machine. I'd save up and get a Magnetar. And yeah, even at $1,600, that would be worth it because I know I would use the hell out of it. And the fact that it plays so many different disc formats is kind of cool. The fact that I could put in maybe, I don't know if you, what's his name? Caleb Rated? I know Shazama watches him because he's put in a couple of his videos on the Discord from time to time. But he does mostly like TV reviews and stuff. But I like tech. I'm into tech. So his latest video, he bought one of the new Magnetars, and he was saying that it can even play the old Kodak picture CDs. I'm curious if it would play some of the old VCDs that I have somewhere in my closet that I have to find. I would love to find those because I have a VCD, and again, just for shits and giggles, it wouldn't be to actually care to watch the movie like that, but I have the original VCD from Singapore, or maybe it was the Philippines, of episode 1, Phantom Menace. This was before DVD. So it would be cool. And I think it's 4.3, but the 8 gigabyte sucks. 4K will never be good on it. I mean, you're absolutely right, but the one thing that's crazy about Steam Deck is that, and I'm talking about Steam in general, is that in a weird kind of way, they're like if Apple was open source, because they do things, some of the things in their software really kind of blows me away. And I'm kind of curious. I'm really going to be kind of curious to watch the future of the development of the Steam machine and how good it actually gets. And yeah, it's not ever going to be, the best thing ever, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to be more of an entry level console that's basically Steam based. And in a way, I think it fits a certain use case. I just wish it was cheaper, but there you go. Older ones don't. Oh God. Oh, see, look, talking about gaming, we got really going on now. Okay, let me get caught up because I still have, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to show you what I watched this week. First up, I went through the Rambo collection. This is, again, if you haven't seen this, the way that this works, it's a very cool set. This kind of locks in place. It doesn't come all the way out. And on the back, same thing where it says live or die. And then as you open it up, live for nothing or die for something, which is a line from the recent Rambo, not Last Blood, but Rambo. It's a cool set. I dropped the box, but it's a very cool set. It includes all the movies in 4K, and apparently all of the previous releases of Rambo have always had some issues somewhere, audio issues, video issues. These have all of the updatedest. So this is the best the movie's ever looked. Any of the movies have ever looked, and it's the best the movies have ever sounded. And then all the special features, most of the special features, are on the final disc, which is still a 4K disc, and it's packed with special features. So many special features that I was like, okay, I'm tired of watching Rambo crap. That's how much stuff was on it. So highly recommended if you get a hold of it, especially considering the price, $100 for the set for 5 movies. And the last 2 movies have two different cuts and commentaries and all kinds of stuff. Dude, it's an amazing set. So I highly recommend it if you're a fan of Rambo. It's a cool set. I like it. But I'm basically good on Rambo for probably another 5 years. But First Blood is a fantastic movie. Okay, if you want to get my ranking, First Blood is number 1. Rambo, which is the 4th movie, is my number 2. Rambo First Blood Part 2, which is the 2nd film, is my number 3. John Rambo, which is the 5th movie, Rambo Last Blood is my number 4, and Rambo 3 is my number 5. But honestly, I liked them all. Like, watching Rambo 3 again, I'm like, okay, this isn't great, but I still kind of enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So they're really entertaining, especially those first 3. Rambo First Blood Part 2 is one of the first rated R movies I was ever allowed to see. So this movie came out in 1985. So I was 9. When it came out on like cable and stuff, we recorded it, and they allowed me to watch it. So I watched that movie multiple times, and again, it's one of the few movies that I watched that was rated R that I was allowed to watch, and I watched in a lot of action scenes. I watched frame by frame to learn, not knowing what I was really doing, but learning the way that shots worked and things like that. And I did that with Aliens, I did that with Predator, and I did that with Die Hard. Some of the best action movies of all time. And I got to watch, and I took the time as a kid to watch them frame by frame, which is probably why I understand editing a little little more than some people. The next movie I watched, and this is technically the last movie I watched, because like I said, I was watching Star City, I was watching House of the Dragon, but I went ahead and watched Speed Racer. This is glorious in 4K. If you haven't seen Speed Racer, I can't tell you if you're going to like it, because it's definitely not for everybody. But I kind of want to do a standalone review because I love this movie so much. It's that good. And I already did a video on Speed Racer basically saying, this is one of those movies that the critics hated, and I don't understand why. I want to actually break this movie down and talk about it. But this is the Steelbook. This is the special edition from the UK. It's a beautiful movie. Does not come with a digital code if you get the box, right? And I showed it off last week with all the paper posters and the little booklet and all that kind of stuff. But the movie's great. I love it, and I'm glad I own it. As far as pickups go, I picked up 2. One of these is because I'd had it in my cart for a while in my wish list, and I was like, I need to pick this up at some point. I remember kind of liking the movie, but I want to watch the special features. But it wasn't a priority, and it kept kind of going up in price, and I said, okay, well, I may never get it. I may get it sometime. Well, it went on sale for like $21. So I went in and picked up The Long Kiss Goodnight from Arrow. And this has 2 4K. No, it has a 2-disc 4K Ultra HD limited edition contents. Let's just open it up. Screw it. I've already sliced it open, so let's open this sucker up. So there's the Arrow artwork, which is the same. I'm guessing the original theatrical artwork is on the other side, which it is. This is a movie with Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson. Directed by Rennie Harlan, and I think it's written by Shane Black. And on the inside, you get it looks like you get art cards and a book. We'll look at that. So you get 2 discs, the features and extras on the 4K, and then disc 2 has extra bonus features. So I guess, okay, this one includes brand new restoration, brand new audio commentary by film critic Walter Chaw. Brand new audio commentary by film critics Drusilla Adeline and Joshua Conkle, co-hosts of the Bloodhouse podcast. And then the Blu-ray, a new interview with stunt coordinator, a new interview with makeup artist, new interview with actress Yvonne Zima, a new visual essay, deleted scenes, archive promotional interviews with director Randy Harlan and stars Gina Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, and Craig Burko. Making a featurette, archive promotional featurette, behind scenes, archive UPK, theatrical trailer, image gallery. So, like I said, I can't remember if I loved this movie or not. And then on the back is a postcard, and it says that. I don't really remember this movie. I think she's like an assassin or something, and she becomes she's an assassin, and then she gets out of the business and becomes a mom and forgets, maybe has amnesia. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I got that. I got this, The Long Kiss Goodnight. Like I said, probably haven't seen it since it came out or on video originally. So that'll be interesting to go through. Of course, I always do this. I always put the theatrical, and then the slipcase has the original or the new artwork. And then finally, nothing really much to mention here. I already own this on Apple TV, but I was going to do a review of this last week, and then realized there are no special features on the digital copy. I got to get the 4K. So I went ahead and got the 4K of American Gangster. Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe. Oh, it's on the floor down here is my digital copy card from the Rambo collection, which I already redeemed. So I just got to put that up later. But yeah, there's nothing special here. It's just, yeah, American Gangster in 4K, so I can do a review on it and watch the commentary, because I've never seen the commentary for this one, and it's got director Ridley Scott and writer Steven Zalian. So there you go. Deleted scenes, the BET special, Making of American Gangster, Dateline NBC, American Gangster First Look, Hip Hop Infusion featuring Common and T.I., Fallen Empire, Making American Gangster, and more. So yeah, so there you go. Those are my pickups. Let me see. Is there anything? I did want to bring this up, if it will allow me to. Michael Caine's AI generated voice to narrate the Odyssey audiobook. This company is one of its what do you call it? One of its investors is Matthew McConaughey. He's talked recently about the fact that this is going to happen, so we might as well be able to monetize it for ourselves and basically get ahead of the fact that there's going to be people that are going to just steal it. I don't know about this, man. This is the first time that we've seen an actual product use an AI voice. And especially with this one, Michael Caine is 93 years old. I mean, he's basically retired from the movie industry. And if you go to this article, or maybe it's the article on Hollywood Reporter, but they have a sample. And from what I hear, the sample sounds like Michael Caine, but with absolutely no emotion. So that's the thing. So it's happening. Okay? It's happening, and there's nothing we can do about it, apparently, except not buy it. So that's a thing. Of course, there are already AI versions of audiobooks where it's basically just AI reading the audiobook on YouTube. And the reason that, and a lot of those are for out of print books or public domain books. which is fine, except they mispronounce a lot of words. The AI mispronounces like proper names and things like that, which is really annoying. Like a regular person would know that Renee, Rene or Renee, is pronounced Renee. But no, it's Rennie. That's how it pronounces it. Stuff like that. And it's just annoying. And it's just one of those things, man, that I don't like, man. It freaks me out. And I don't like to harp on AI, but I don't like it. I just don't like it. And then finally, in the midst of the overwhelming success that Masters of the Universe was, really wasn't. Look, there are people saying, oh, it's okay that Masters of the Universe didn't even make half or barely has made half of its production budget back, not counting marketing, not counting what it owes the theaters. Oh no, that's all part of the plan. Whatever. But this is happening. A reboot of Thundercats is happening at Warner Brothers, and this is supposed to be an animated version of Thundercats. And there's no mention of whether or not this is going to theaters or not. This is from MovieWeb, by the way. But yeah, Thundercats. I don't know. What do you guys think? I got to be honest. I never really liked Masters of the Universe, and I never really liked Thundercats. I always felt like Master of the Universe and Thundercats were B or C tier properties, in my opinion, in comparison to like Transformers and G.I. Joe were like A tier, S tier. A tier was like Voltron, Mask, right? And then there was everything else to me. Those are the things that I focused on myself. That, again, I'm not judging. If you loved Thundercats, I mean, go for it. I was just never a big Thundercats fan. So this, I look at this and I go, so after Masters of the Universe, you want to make Thundercats. Another not super popular show back then. You want to make Thundercat. Hey, look, hey, whatever, you know, because
Somebody's gotta buy them.
you never know. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you. If I can keep using that, I will. I think that's hilarious. And I love Game Dave. Anyway. Filbert agrees with K. Is it Bimes? I think it's, I can't tell. It looks like it's Burns. Oh, it is Burns. K Burns. Sorry about that. For some reason, from here, it looks like K Bimes. And I'm old. So there's that. He agrees and says 4K doesn't make sense on that, but he'd be aiming for 1440, 1080, which makes sense, especially if you had a monitor like this. Like if I played my PC games here, like sitting here, it would make perfect sense for here because I have a 1440p monitor here. It'd be great. Having something to play indie and medium range games on TV is a good selling point for me, along with replacing my old Steam Link. Exactly. FSR helps, but I'd rather it be DLSS since it's just straight better. Well, that's the thing. That might be coming, right? Because they're talking about adding NVIDIA and Intel. Well, I mean, NVIDIA stuff to it, right? Yes, you do. 16 gig VRAM is what you want for 4K. Well, there you go. I just got kicked off Steam. But for now, 1K, it's just a bit too far out. Yeah. Steam is having a meltdown right now. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was happening. And yeah, I like the idea that they're basically going to be like, bring your own hardware to Steam, which is really, I mean, you kind of can already do that with all the alternate versions of the Steam OS or whatever. But it's cool that they're supporting some of that stuff too, which I think is cool. The Magnetar UDP 900 Mark II, only $3,200. Yeah, I'd be getting the cheaper one. I build and sell PCs for a living. I know for a fact you can play 4K fine with 8 gigs on older games. I mean, that's true. That's probably true. I think you're right. If they subsidize it, so many people would buy it. Oh, but it as a deal to make it in NAS or right, exactly. Even Valve said it cost more than they wanted it to. Yep. I got one of those PCs sold today though, so 3 more to go. You can do all the install stuff and build a machine. This is for the console people looking to get into SteamOS. I'm gonna hack into your Mac and install SteamOS on it without you knowing. No, you're not. And Vinny says, this isn't Minecraft, but don't buy a Steam machine. Oh my God. And Stavok said, you know me and my Mac Minis, Rob. I'm excited for the next one. Yes, I know. And the Minecraft man is here. And I did play Minecraft in May a little bit. Which is really kind of weird because it's been a whole month that I've been dealing with this back thing. And if I can, man, I'm going to be so excited if I can be on the other side of this pain. I'm going to buy one just so because you said not to, Vinny. Your house blew up in Minecraft. What? I'm going to buy 2, one with the controller and one without the controller. Fancy machine. Can it play VCDs and or SACDs? It can play both. It's basically, the Magnetars are basically any video format, any format that you can think of, audio or video. They're insane machines. The problem is there's a lot of alternate ways to do that without spending that kind of money. But it is one of the best 4K players on the market, period. And it's super quiet, and it's got all these options for inputs and outputs and all that kind of stuff. It's an amazing machine. The 3200 is way too much. The 1600 technically is way too much for me. I still want it though. I want another 4K player just in case my my UB820, my Panasonic UB820 craps out. Because when I bought it, was $382. Now it's $579. So it's almost $200 more just a few years later. That's insane. Those picture CDs are cool. I grew up on VCDs. That's my childhood. Yep. Steam is down right now. See, there you go. What? Half-Life 3 is released? Are you serious? Are you serious? Holy crap. Oh, wait. Wait. Recently, rumors I nearly finished the mental on with the Steam machine, though nothing is official. 8 hours ago, Half-Life. Yeah, unpopular opinion. Half-Life 3's release would not be a big deal. Okay. Go to news. Okay. That's still insane though, if they end up doing that. And I don't know jack about Half-Life except for I watched a playthrough of Alex and it's awesome. I want to play that. Yeah, the Rambo collection's cool for sure. Bonobo Juice. That poses the question, Bonobo Juice. He says that poses the question, would you rather Steam Machine or Mean Machine by Sugar Ray? Probably Mean Machine. Yes. Chris agrees. I should watch Rambo. I remember looking at the Rambo 1, 2, and 3 VHSs, thought it looked cool. I mean, they're basically they're mega testosterone action films. Now, First Blood is legit just a good movie, period. Rambo 2, they basically turned him into, well, they turned him into an action star, almost a superhero. In First Blood, the story makes sense and it feels real. Rambo 2 becomes a little over the top. I still love it though, even though that's my third favorite. John Rambo. John Rambo. Every kid wanted a Rambo knife. One of my friends did have a Rambo knife, and he would brandish it at people, and it's like, dude, you need to not do that. That is probably not a healthy thing to do at 10 years old. His parents were shitty. Anyway, I never liked his parents. I rented this with the family, and Gina Davis kicks ass in that movie. Yeah, I remember it being good. I just don't remember it at all. And it was like, oh yeah, I kind of want to watch it. I kind of want to watch the special features, and just never got around to buying it until now. It was $21 the other day. So I just said, screw it. Saw American Gangster first time a couple months ago. I like the flow of it. I remember liking it. I don't remember how much. I just, like I said, I have the digital copy, and it was probably back then when I first started the review-a-thon, and I wasn't thinking about special features. I was only thinking about reviewing the movie and moving on. But now I really like reviewing the entire experience around a Ridley Scott movie. Like my Black Rain, I watched the only thing, I don't own Black Rain. I think it's one of the few that I don't own. Oh, I have my list still up. The Duelists, own it. Boy and Bicycle, which is his first short film. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get a copy of that. They included it in the Thelma and Louise Criterion Collection, the 4K. And I was like, sweet. So now I have that. Blade Runner, own it. Legend, own it. Some of them watch out for me, own it. Black Rain, don't own it. Thelma and Louise, own. 1492, own. White Squall, own. G.I. Jane, own. Gladiator, own. Hannibal, own. Black Hawk Down. I'm just looking through the list. Yeah, I own every other movie. Black Rain is the only one that I don't own. Wait, well, Napoleon I don't own. And Gladiator 2 I don't own. But I do own House of Gucci, and I do own Last Duel. So yeah. There's only 3 of his movies that I don't own. And the only Black Rain is one of those where the movie's not great. I don't like the movie very much. And the movie's actually kind of nonsensical at parts. But it looks insane. It's basically take Ridley's style, put it in Japan with Michael Douglas and Andy Garcia and Kate Capshaw. It's kind of a cool movie, but it doesn't make sense and I don't really like it. But I kind of want it on 4K. So there you go. John Rambo. If you could just cast Jimmy Stewart as a lead in the film released within the last 20 years, what film would you select? Yeah, pay real people to read a book. If he's too lazy to read a book and licenses this, honestly, screw him. Do the job or give it to someone else. But see, that's the thing. The whole reason they wanted to do this is because they wanted Michael Caine and they wanted to do the AI thing. And they think that by getting Michael Caine's go ahead to do this, it'll sell more copies, which it will. There will be people that will try it out just because it's got Michael Caine on it. But I don't like it either. I really don't. Wait, so let me go back for a second. Jimmy Stewart as a lead in a film released within the last 20 years. That is a great question. Are we like talking like prime Jimmy Stewart? Because I'll tell you the first thing that I thought was him taking Kevin Costner's place in Horizon. Because I really liked Kevin's performance, but it would have been interesting to see him just direct. It would have been interesting to have Jimmy Stewart in that role. I know many of you probably didn't even see that movie, but I'm a Western fan. I'm a Kevin Costner fan, and I love that movie. I think like 3:10 to Yuma would be interesting in the Russell Crowe role. Actually, either one would be interesting. Christian Bale or Russell Crowe. I think Westerns when I think Jimmy Stewart. I don't think, which is probably unfair. And mostly I think of, I don't, oh, you know what would be, ooh, you know what would be really fun is to see if Jimmy Stewart could play the, what's his name? Benoit Blanc in like Knives Out. You know, could he play that part with the kind of almost, well, the way that Daniel Craig says that he played the part is I'm kind of Foghorn Leghorn and kind of like, you know, the Colonel from KFC. He's like, I'm kind of doing a little bit of both. It would be interesting to see Jimmy Stewart play that role. I think about fun parts, but it's also like, I mean, yeah, you could throw him into something like, you know, something really, really hard hitting or very violent or very, you know, whatever. And that could be interesting. But I think of Jimmy Stewart and his sort of persona. But anyway, I won't take that Sir Michael Caine voice seriously ever. I know. And Durr was a Cyclops. Odysseus grabbed his spear. Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways that could go wrong. Oh boy, another reboot. Wake me up when they make a graphic live action Kid Icarus movie. Don't you dare talk on Thundercats. I'm like I said, I don't have any, I don't care. Like I never really cared about Thundercats. Like seriously, when they were like my friends would be like, "Oh, Thundercats is on." I'm like, "Oh, when's Voltron on?" I like Voltron better. In fact, I would have rather watched an old Battle of the Planets episode than watch Thundercats. I'd rather, but see, that's the weird thing. And something that I've kind of realized about myself, I either like sci-fi or fantasy, Middle Ages, you know, the sort of sword and sorcery stuff, I just don't dig. And I never have. So yeah, that's why I like Star Blazers. I prefer a Magneton over a Magnetar.
Somebody's got to buy him.
Don't joke about this. I've been on the HL3 subreddit forever. Half-Life 3 was a joke, man. I'm sorry. Oh, banned in Jinzu. Sorry. I didn't know. In the First Blood book, he murders tons of people. Yes, K Burns. And that's what's really interesting about, like most of the special features that I watched was from, like wasn't really the production, but it was kind of like people thinking back about kind of the troubles and that like, even in the original, greenlit script before they cast Stallone, it was still that he killed a bunch of people and he was, you know, the original ending was there. I don't want to go into it just in case somebody hasn't watched it, like KP Senti, who I know hasn't seen it, but stuff like that. And Sylvester Stallone was like, no, you can't, like he signed on to it and he said, but I want to write the second draft or the next draft with you. And he was basically making the case that you've got to make the audience be on his side. Otherwise, it'll just be things happening. You have to endear him to the audience. And I found that really, really interesting in the changes that they made with the script and all that. But you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. GTA 6 will be released before Half-Life 3. Ooh, that is a great one. Knives Out. I know. I think that would be really cool for Jimmy Stewart because it would just be fun to watch him work. I mean, really, if you can think of any of the movies that have come out that have like a bunch of stars in it, dude, having him in one of the Oceans movies, because apparently they're making another Oceans movie. Now, I don't know if it's going to be all like I think at one point they were saying, oh no, it's going to be like an all female, whatever. But if they make another like an Ocean style movie where there's a ton of people in it, a ton of different actors, I think Jimmy Stewart would be great in any of those. Which movie had the best, worst product placement? The only one that I can think of is the Transformers movie with Mark Wahlberg, which was just ridiculous. But pretty much any product placement is just like, ugh. I have a Thundercats sword tattoo and say meh to more Thundercats, lol. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, here, and this is the weird thing. If you, and again, I'm not, Wayne's World for best. You're absolutely right. That was funny. But, and did anybody see the Dr. Evil Verizon commercial? Because that is honestly like Super Bowl level awesome commercial in the last however many years. But anyway, any of these older IPs, this is my opinion now. If you think back, so like for example, if those of you who are Thundercats fans, your thought process should be better. The story, everything should be better than what I remember when I think of Thundercats. And if this thing isn't better than what I remember, because, and this is coming from somebody who has a lot of things, like for example, Transformers. I have a love for that original, the original comic series, the original cartoon series, and the toys and all that stuff. Nothing that has come out, including all of the Michael Bay films, nothing has come out that has come close to that original feeling. Like you should be shooting for the moon. The story, everything should be better than what you remember. Think of the coolest thing that you can remember about Thundercats. Whatever this is should be better than that. And if it's not better than that, then you don't do it. So what you need is somebody who knows how to write a story, not necessarily a fan of Thundercats, but knows how to write a story, write a script. And then you show that script to a super fan. And if that super fan isn't blown away, you start over. That's the way I look at it. It should be something that a super fan looks at and goes, oh my God, this is I want to see this. And then you start planning your budget based on that. None of this bullshit where it's like, I mean, I got to be honest, dude. I know there's people that like Masters of the Universe. I know there are. And you know what? I'm happy for you. The problem with Masters of the Universe is it only targeted those people that remember and like Masters of the Universe. Everybody else was left out in the cold. Like even me, who the only character that I really liked in the movie was Skeletor. Which is crazy because I'm not the biggest Jared Leto fan, but I thought he did a great job. But the movie did not work for those other people. The kids that those original fans of Masters of the Universe brought to the movie. Those kids were probably bored. Cuz it's just, and then you've got these dirty jokes in the middle of it. It's like it didn't know what it wanted to be. That's just my opinion though. And to me, that's why Andor works. Is because Andor was written not by a Star Wars fan, but by a guy who knows how to tell a story, and he knows how to take a good idea and a good story and then drape Star Wars, the whole lore and everything on top of it. So that it still feels like Star Wars, and it is Star Wars. But underneath, you could take all the Star Wars out and it would still be a compelling story. That's what you need. But a lot of people, like to me, Andor is an absolute freaking miracle that happened. And like it or not, Kathleen Kennedy fought for that. The reason that Andor exists, the best thing in my opinion since the original trilogy, the reason that Andor exists is because of Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, she made mistakes. But you got to give credit where credit's due, Anyway, that's my spiel on Thundercats. It needs to be the best thing that you can even think of. Like, it should blow you. If you're a Thundercats fan, this should blow you away. And if it doesn't, then why do it? But then again, the problem is the studios don't think that way. The studios don't give a shit if you like it. They only care if it makes money. That's all they care about. And that's the thing that's irritating about current Hollywood. And you could argue, sure, that it's always been that way. In fact, what's weird is Speed Racer, the movie Speed Racer, is not just about, honoring this old 70s Japanese anime. It's not. It's about Hollywood. It's about the movie industry. It's kind of nuts. And when I finally realized that, literally like in the last couple of months, watching it again, I was like, oh, this is even more genius than I thought it was. But anyway, yeah, it should be. It's a miracle when art actually wins out, and the creative vision wins out. Usually, it's, will these people like it? They're trying to write things so it'll try to pinpoint a certain thing. It's because studios don't know how to be creative. Backrooms, Obsession, they weren't written by some studio executive. No. Anyway. God, it's already 10:15. Stallone can act when he puts effort into it. That scene in First Blood was very heartbreaking. For sure. And you know what? I'm going to say something controversial. I think his best performance ever. Now, again, I haven't seen the new show, the show that he's in. What's it called? Tulsa King? I haven't seen any of that. Zero. And it's not because I'm not interested in it. It's just I keep forgetting about it. I keep forgetting we have Paramount. But my favorite movie performance of his is an Oscar. Yeah, the movie that was absolutely panned and people hated it. He's great in that. He's really, really funny and really good. It sucks that he talks like this and all that. Yeah, I'm making fun of him a little bit, but you know what I mean? It's a shame that that's how he talks and that's his persona, because that's what everybody wants from him. It's the same reason why Ridley Scott's A Good Year got a terrible reviews. Its Rotten Tomatoes is, where's it at? 25%. And I think it's one of his A-tier movies. It's one of Ridley's best films. And yet everybody said, F you, Ridley, you can't make a sappy, sentimental film. Get out of here with this. Where are the explosions? Where are the, where are the impalements and all this stuff? No, it's a good movie. And I don't care what anybody says. Copland was pretty good. Yeah, and that's another one that's pretty good too. But it's Oscar is so far outside his anything. It's so different. And you might say, well, what about Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? Okay, well, yeah, he was trying to do some family stuff there. But Oscar, I was blown away by how good that movie was. So, now I haven't seen it in a long time, but yeah, the Austin Powers commercial is really funny. But hey, we've come to the end. And I want to give the Discord folks some time to talk about what they want to talk about. But again, if you missed it at the beginning, apparently maybe my back is fixed. I guess we'll see in the next couple of days, but I'm really excited because I feel great. And I can get back to, well, number one, I can get back to hiking, but I want to start working out hard. And I don't want to make any promises or anything like that, but that's my plan. I want to work out hard, and I want to finish this first draft. So I'm going to do it. So take that, naysayers. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Of course, I've got Supergirl tomorrow night. It'll probably be late tomorrow night when I do my review, when I put my review up. But if you're interested, hey, you can hear my thoughts on Supergirl. And then everything will be somewhat normal Hopefully this weekend. I don't know. I might go hiking, and I haven't really gotten accustomed to the heat yet. So hiking's going to be really interesting if I do go. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself though, because it could be it could just be faking it or whatever. Cheering for me, Rob. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. I mean, again, it's just trying. I'm so sick of this pain, and I got my first glimpse of the other side of it, and it's like, you know what? I don't want to take advantage or take that for granted. So,
instead of actually having some decent stuff.
well, we just got
Like, so, like,
Ninjutsu talking,
research
and Rufus
chemicals?
talking.
Oh, what's up? What's up, buddy?
See? Off the nut. So anyway, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.